You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Warren Blue Devils last year in the quarterfinal had a tough task to take on Brother Rice. They lost that game 20-6. That was last year. This year, the Warren Blue Devils have won 12 straight games to get to this point in the semifinals, someplace they have never gone before. Their opponent today is Brother Rice once again. Maybe it's a mission, maybe it's something they're after for history. We'll find out. Blue Devils against the Crusaders, Class 8A semifinal football right here on WRLR. And we're ready for football here. Both teams getting their final instructions from their coaches. Don Johnson, Norm Marion, Rusty Silber here with you as we get ready for this big game here in Gurnee. And I'll tell you something, Don, I think the fans are ready. They're still trying to come in as I look outside the gate, but we're ready for football here.
Yeah, this is a marquee game. This is what we all, we work for this type of game. This excites the sports writers and the sportscasters because we know what's at stake for these young men. They've worked hard all season, and now they get to put it all out on the field right here today.
All right, we're ready to kick things off. The Warren Blue Devils will have the ball first as the Crusaders will kick things off. Going south to north, and the wind has shifted a little bit into the wind, and this will take a bounce rolling into the end zone just beyond the pylon. Wind was blowing out of the west earlier. It has moved a little bit more northwest. Not that much of a breeze, about 10 miles per hour. Will have much of a effect today? Probably not.
So we're going to get a look at the Warren Blue Devil offense. So right off the bat, we'll get a chance to look at the young quarterback, Trinae Jacobs, and in the backfield with him, Derek McLaughlin, the stud running back, 20 touchdowns on the year, 1,500 yards. And he's the guy that's a north-south power runner. And then Christian Phillips is the home run hitter. He plays wide receiver, but they'll line him up anywhere they need to.
All right, here we go. 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Jacobs, shotgun here. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, handoff. Phillips gets hit as he goes forward. He got hit hard right off the bat. And nothing more than maybe a yard.
So right away you see the battle of the line of scrimmage being waged. Brother Rice defense playing stout in the middle.
Little cat and mouse there, Don. Start off with a nice, just a draw play right into the line of scrimmage to see how far you're going to push my guy or my guy's going to push you.
Yeah, well, that's going to be the game is going to be played there. That's where it's going to happen. So they're going to go 2-1 here.
Yeah, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left here. Phillips offset to the right. Jacobs taking the snap, going to hand it off. Phillips got a hole through the middle, bounding his way forward across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Good gain of about 6.
So nice explosive run, and that's what they want to do. That was actually McLaughlin that carried the football on that. And as I mentioned, he's got 1,500 yards.
And this is going to be, it's going to be a pass to the right side, sideline run off the pass up to across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Phillips making the catch and the run for a first down.
Screen to Christian Phillips. They throw it to the right. Good block by Matt Garcia, and they get first down yardage. So they're mixing it up a little bit, a little run and pass, but a quick screen out to Christian Phillips. He's their most explosive offensive player.
And they mentioned he stepped out of bounds at the 38-yard line, so 1st and 10 from the 38. A guy in a slot here, receiver, a couple receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Now switching from one side to the other, snap taken, handoff, running room left sideline, tripping his way, falling, but going forward. McLaughlin able to get a few. They'll mark it at the 41 for a gain of 3.
And that's what they need him to do, to hit that hole, run hard. He's been averaging 7.8 yards per carry. He picked up about 4 on the play. If you can get 4 on first down, that gives you some plays that you can run in the playbook on second down. You can take some shots, but as long as he's hitting it up in there, they've got to respect it.
All right, 2nd down and about 6 here. 10:23 left in the opening quarter, no score. Blue Devils with the ball, first possession, handoff, McLaughlin, running room, tripping his way forward. up near the marker. I think he's got it here. No, wait a minute. The near judge on this side marked him down way back at the 46. I thought he had himself up to the 48 for the first.
Well, he kept his momentum going forward. They're saying that his knee went down, but you can see his balance and his second effort there. 20 touchdowns on the year, as I mentioned to you, 1,500 yards rushing, and he is the real thing. He's more of a north and south runner, but he shows you he's got good balance.
And that time, the Blue Devils were able to seal off Denver Warren, the 6'3", 300-pounder on the front line. Did a nice job.
3rd and about 2 here. 2 receivers right, 1 left, handoff. And off the left side, diving his way forward. It's going to be close. I don't know. I think he's short by a half a yard. Decision time here for Brian McNulty at the 47-yard line, shy of the 48.
They tried to go in behind left tackle there, and it's just about an edge short. You can see.
Well, this is where my big complaint comes in. You don't know how close you are. They got the ball down, and the referee says, "Oh, it looks like it's inches." Put the marker on the field and show us how close this is.
This is going to be a big win for the Brother Rice defense, as Warren will have to punt it away. But we saw the glimpses of the power that we've seen out of Derek McLaughlin.
Saul back to punt at his 35, gets the kick away, line drive kick, taken at the 28, trying to go forward, and he is just brought down. 2 Blue Devils bring him down at the 28-yard line. Brother Rice will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 28.
Mario Brown was back on that return, and wisely came up and fielded that on the fly. I think that's smart, trying to get as much yardage as you can for your offense to set up their offensive series here. And it looks like it's going to be at roughly the 28-yard line there.
Yeah, Noah Goluska making the tackle in on the special teams cornerback for Warren. Now 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. First time. Let's see what they go with.
All right, Brother Rice 1st and 10. Jack Lausch at quarterback. Snap taken, man in motion, and they're going to counter, going to go up the middle, and look at the intensity of the Blue Devils. There were 3 of them. Sealing off the middle, no gain.
Well, you're running right into the middle of the Blue Devil defense, and you know who's in the middle, Willis Singleton. He's the all-stater. He's a proven product, and nobody's been able to run on him all year this year.
Seamus Mellick, Tommy Matheson, and Marco Sanchez rounding out the final 4 of that defensive front. And I forgot to mention earlier, middle linebacker Malachi McNeil is all over the field, too.
Yeah,
he'll put a hurt on you.
Second leading tackler, and then you got Juan De La Cruz.
Back to throw, looking, going to pass deep down the sideline, up in the air. It is incomplete. Great job on defense to stop the pass about 20 yards down the field as the Blue Devils able to stop this opportunity. And
they were looking for the number 1 receiver, Dwayne Moorhead, had man-to-man coverage. They tried to go with the fade. Lost the sophomore quarterback, showing off his arm a little bit there.
Mark Davila, Jr., 5'11", for Warren, making the play.
So 3rd down, we'll call it 10 here. 8:02 left in the opening quarter. Brother Rice has come out with a running play, and they've come out with a pass play here. And the fans are whooping it up on the Warren side.
2 and 2 offset right, Brother Rice.
Jumping on the line, no flags. Lost the throw, wants to go back to the sideline. There's nobody there. Threw it to one of his coaches who caught the ball on the sideline.
Definitely misdirection. Looked like he was just throwing it out of bounds, or a receiver took the wrong route and he wasn't ready for it. Lausch just got rid of the ball, and it's time to punt it away. Again, the defense for Warren standing up straight on the first set of downs.
This is not what the Crusaders do well, throw the football. And you can look at the stats that bear it out. 106 yards per game over the year they've been averaging versus opponents 126 yards passing.
Majeko to kick this one away. Nice high kick. Going to be short, though. And look out, it hit a Warren player. And it's loose on the field. And I think Warren's going to benefit from this. Let's see. I haven't seen an arm go up, and I think Warren does have it. Boy, it caught one of the blocking players from the Blue Devils up in front of Phillips. And luckily, Phillips came up and jumped on the ball. That could have been dangerous.
Oh, well, you could have given the ball right back to Brother Rice on your side of the field.
Well, here you go.
And you're supposed to call an alert, fire, 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 when that ball's in the air. So if it's getting close to one of your teammates, they know to get out of the way of the punt.
27-yard punt, no return. Sorry, Norm.
That's okay. The first play where it could have been a change of direction because of a specialty play. And Warren was able to withstand the heat.
First and 10, 44-yard line for the Blue Devils. 3 receivers to the right side. Pass, Phillips. Going to take it. It's got a block. And running room. Turns, spins across the 50 to 49. Down. A late flag thrown in from one of the judges from about 15 yards. Actually, it had a change where the flag was at. He brought it back to the 45. So it's got to be illegal use of hands or a clip here.
Or blocking the back, yeah, because that's the same screen they threw to Phillips earlier. Fans don't like it, but the play's coming back.
Penalty happened about a yard past the original line of scrimmage. Nice setup play. The Crusader defender was following the running back and actually turned into the block. And he had his back to the Warren Blue Devil, so the ref called the clip.
Yeah, it's a wide receiver screen. We saw it earlier. And what they want to do is it's a Bill Walsh offense, trying to get the ball in the hands of Christian Phillips as quickly as they can, like a running play. But he's flanked out there at wide receiver.
All right, just going to make it back to the 30. So first and about 25 or 24 here. A man in motion, and it's going to be handed off right to Phillips, and he's dragged out of bounds quickly.
Yeah, it was snuffed out and by Miles Jones. And Miles Jones was out for 6 weeks with a broken arm. He played on the team last year in the championship game, probably their best defender. And he comes up and just smells it out, makes a great tackle in the backfield for a loss.
All right. Well, actually, no gain. They were nice to him.
Yeah,
this time around.
Second and let's call it
24.
Chicago. South side of Chicago.
Feels that way. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the right, or 1 to the left here. Jacobs taking the snap. Looking to throw, McLaughlin coming to the left side, and it comes underneath, trying to break a tackle. I think is that Phillips over there gets the ball, and it looked like he was trying to go out wide, more like east-west running on this field, and only gains a couple of yards. That's it on that pass play.
They try to slip him into the flat underneath. Phillips, he runs a little underneath route. McLaughlin was running a wheel route. He actually had him wide open. He had 2 choices, and he went with Phillips underneath, so they can come back to that. It's good-looking play design.
Middle linebacker Brendan Ryan came up to make this stick for the Crusaders, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Justin Jefferson was back there in coverage, which is amazing. Number 41 is back there trying to stay with Christian Phillips. So they go bunch formation once again.
3rd down, 22. Long way to go here. One man in motion, looking to throw, stepping up. Look out, rush coming on, and Jacobs is going to be brought down. On a loss here back at the 29-yard line. Coverage sack, loss of 3. And the punting unit's got to come on for the Blue Devils.
So just as I said it, their front 4 responds with a big tackle up there. Looks like Brendan Ryan, Justin Jefferson were around the football, but they put the heat on Jacobs and forcing Warren once again to kick it away. Now this time, Brother Rice should get good field position.
And solid ball's a low snap. Gets the ball. A nice booming high kick. And this is going to be caught 28-yard line. Got a good block. Gets hit, turn, spin, and brought down up to about the 27-yard line.
30.
So I'll make it the 38-yard line for that matter.
So good kick coverage by the Warren Blue Devils, but an excellent punt.
And that was a 42-yard punt and about a 9-yard return.
But he got really great height on the kick, and gave
Blue Devils
Warren's coverage to get down there. Yeah, that was the key there, was that really nice punt. Took the heat off his defense.
All right, 38-yard line, 1st and 10 here for Brother Rice. And in motion, Walsh going to take it and hand it off. No running room there at all. They just seal up the gap. No gain.
Well, they're going to find out that you can't run at Willis Singleton. And they keep trying to do it. And they're not moving.
They've set a scat back in motion a couple of different times right in front of Lausch. Lausch has handed the ball off to go at the middle, and there is absolutely nothing there.
Yeah, it's a jet motion, a jet sweep. And they're trying to set that up because eventually he will pull it and hand it to that runner.
Yeah, Shaw only got to they gave him a yard, a benefit yard at that matter. Now we go a couple receivers to the right. They're switching things up here.
Little confusion. It doesn't look like they know what formation they want to be in. Lausch.
Now they got to call timeout. Yep, they're confused. There's no doubt. 4:38 left in the opening quarter. We need to take a timeout. It's no score, Class 8A. playoff football semifinals back right after this here on WRLR.
8.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Cornicchione's New York-style pizzeria in Antioch at routes 83 and 173 is another proud sponsor of WRLR Sports. Cornicchione's pizza dough is made from scratch using a family recipe that originated in Brooklyn, New York. Their dough is proofed at least 24 hours. Cornicchione's menu includes pizzas, calzones, pasta, and much more. They have dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Their number is 224-308-1499.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Back here in Gurnee, Warren High School, Don Johnson, Norm Mirian, Rusty Silber here with you. Second down and 9, 4:38 left in the opening quarter. Lausch taking the snap here, going to hand it off. There's a hole. Shaw breaking 1, 2 tackles, 40, 35, 30, and tackle from behind all the way down at the 23-yard line. That is a big breaking hole there. Big block and able to get downfield.
Willie Shaw is their home run hitter. In the last outing, he had 10 carries for 143 yards, and he broke off a 62-yard run. You see his quickness to the hole. He's the guy that they have to stop.
Brother Rice sent their wide receivers long, so the secondary of the Blue Devils was not there. Broke through the hole, and Bell was gone.
37-yard run on that play. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. 1st and 10. Blue Devil 23-yard line. Lausch trying to change his snap count here to catch the Blue Devils. Not doing much there. Snap taken, handoff. No, it's a fake, and in the backfield, sacked. They got Lausch there. Was that Singleton? Who was it that got back there? They sacked him back to the 30.
That's Juan De La Cruz coming up with a big play, and he is the leading tackler on the defense, 71 this year, coming up with a big tackle for a loss.
Shooting in on the blitz on the outside linebacking position. Juan watching Lausch go to the right side and just comes up and trips him up and pulls him down for a huge loss.
Our statistician to our right here, Tim Cronin, says it was a loss of 7. Thank you, Mr. Statistician. Giving the head on.
So a big play, sending Brother Rice backwards after a big run by Willie Shaw.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. And let's see, now we got a timeout or something here. Officials stopping play. Penalty here against Brother Rice to apparently delay a game. Yep. They weren't ready on the clock.
Well, what happens is the new clock rule is that you get a 40-second, but on the change of possession, it goes to 25. Some people aren't aware of that, and so it's a shorter clock. But that's in the rule. That's a new rule this year. And the referee, it's a silent count. They don't tell you. They just start the clock.
And here we go for 22 yards for a first.
Snap taken, fake handoff, running play, rush coming on, going to pass it over the middle, got a receiver, and this is caught at the 30 up to 28.
Kevin Phelan.
And, Phelan with the catch and picks up about 8 yards on the play.
Phelan came into this game. He's their leading receiver, 350 yards, 25 catches. The average is like about 12.6 a catch. And Phelan and Shaw and Moorhead are their top 3 receivers.
3rd and 13 for Brother Rice. They're getting signals from the sideline. We saw that last week against Lake Zurich, didn't we, with the the dancing crew?
Yeah, when you're in the
spread, new poster boards.
When you're in the spread, most of the coaches like calling it.
3rd down, 13. Here we go. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Fake handoff, rush coming on. Trying to elude the rusher. He's not going to get loose. He gets hit from the front side. Down he goes.
Well,
at
the
31.
pressure came from the right side. Number 53 came storming off the corner, Tommy Matheson, and the quarterback never had a chance.
Never saw him, and he was never picked up because the play was set to go right, and he came to the left. He came from the right side and was able to get to the backfield before Lausch could actually look up the field to throw the ball.
So good credit, good call by the defensive coordinator of Warren, blitzing and making it count.
4th down. Crusaders are going for it here. No punt, no field goal. Snap taken. Here comes the rush. No, it's a kick. It was a quick kick by the quarterback, Lausch, and he's lucky he got that away because that was almost blocked and sent it out of bounds.
Yeah, it was deflected.
Might have been, and it didn't go that far. Referee coming up the far sideline to the 21-yard line. And that was a 10-yard punt.
I think Willis Singleton got a hand on that.
Ball. Yeah.
They're lucky.
It looked like also that there was possibly an offside by Warren, but no flags were thrown on the turf. So first down the other way, and the Blue Devils hold after maybe the biggest yard gain of the season against them on the offense.
Some good home cooking.
First and 10 for Warren, 23-yard line. Jacobs going to hand it off. Nope. Yeah, he's going to hand it off this time. Thought he was going to keep it, but it was a handoff and a gain of about 3 yards.
Well, you see what Trey Jacobs is doing. He's making that ride fake, and he's laying in there a long time before he decides to pull it. But he's using McLaughlin as the bait, and that's good bait, by the way. So we'll see how that progression works. But it's a read that he's going to have to be successful making if they're going to win today.
And when he pulls it out, then Phillips will get the ball on the swing, and he might be off to the races.
Second and call it about 8 here. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Man coverage on the backside with Phillips.
Snap taken. Handoff, running room, breaking off 1, 2, hit and push back, driven back for that matter, and pushed up to about the 27-yard line, gain of 3 or 4, and this will set up a third down and marginal distance.
Good, stout defense by Brother Rice, not giving an inch, and they're playing with the same tenacity that Warren's defense is.
Indeed. Justin Jefferson in on that tackle, along again with Giacomo Rosassi.
Yeah, I've only seen 2 punts from each team in each of their possessions so far.
Yeah.
Actually, the field.
And this is going to take us down.
Rosassi is committed to Western Michigan, so he's
Bronco
one of those
bound.
returning players.
All right. We've played the first 12 minutes, and we got zeros on the scoreboard. Second quarter coming up. Stay with us, Class 8A. Semifinals back right after this here on WRLR.
WRLR 98.3 FM.
Cornicchione's New York-style pizzeria in Antioch at Routes 83 and 173 is another proud sponsor of WRLR Sports. Cornicchione's pizza dough is made from scratch using a family recipe that originated in Brooklyn, New York. Their dough is proofed at least 24 hours. Cornicchione's menu includes pizzas, calzones, pasta, and much more. They have dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Their number is 224-308-1499.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Welcome back to Gurnee, Warren High School, as we get ready to start the second quarter. And no score in the first quarter. All we've seen is punts so far, and a lot of good defense for that matter. Big third down play here, 3rd and 5. Jacobs with a snap, looking, quick throw, overthrows his receiver. And who's he trying to get to? That's got to help us out only because these numbers are catching up. Phillips might have been over there.
Could have been Brandon Phillips, yes.
Yep. These dark numerals over the black are not good. These navy blue over black. So this is going to be a punting situation. Saul back at his 12-yard line. Crusaders have a couple players back about the 40. Summers, might be Bell back here too.
Yeah, that's Bell, the running back there.
And Saul gets the ball. Here's the kick.
Good
respectability here. Fair catch being called, and he caught it. Looked like he was going to let it go for a moment. Bell over there, but he caught it at the 35-yard line. So a 38-yard punt, no return.
Smart play by Brandon Rogers to call for the fair catch, because then the ball doesn't bounce 10, 15 yards backwards. It's all about field position in these tight games.
And the field position right now has just been from 40 to 40 with one little exception. Great first quarter of football.
So we'll get another look, and we'll see if Lausch, the sophomore quarterback, can get out of this slump that they've had here offensively.
All right, Lausch with Bell to the right side of him, trying to offset the defense. Hands it off the at the end here. Look out, running room, breaking the tackle, 50, 40, down the sideline, breaking another tackle, 30, and out of bounds. Another big run here by the Crusaders. Shaw all the way into the Blue Devil territory. They're going to mark it where? Where are you guys marking it here? About the 28-yard line. So a 38-yard run on that carry for Shaw.
A second big run by Shaw here tonight. He went backside to the weak side of the formation where there are fewer players, so they're doing the counting. Lausch is very astute and probably changed the play, went to the weak side.
Snap taken, handoff. This time, nothing. Nothing. Closed the middle of the field, and maybe 2 yards at most.
Well, every time they run at Willis Singleton, this is the result. Not a lot of yardage.
Well, Shaw gets a couple of yards, 77 yards with his 2 big runs thus far. It sets up a second down. We'll call it about 7 here, 7 or 8 yards. Ball at the 26-yard line.
At this time of the season, you cannot take off a play, Rusty.
Brandon Rogers is the offset back right now for Brother Rice.
Snap taken, high snap. Handoff Rogers late, and he gets swallowed up. He got maybe to the line of scrimmage, and he's driven back hard.
Yeah, the linebackers came up quickly for the Blue Devils to make the play. Number 45 comes up, makes a nice play. That's James Donaville.
Well, Warren right now bending and not breaking. It's third down, roughly 7 yards to go. And this is Lausch's probably second biggest play of the game.
So far, for that matter. 26-yard line here.
Joshua Bell in the backfield, number 24 right now, offset left.
Warren looks like they're going to blitz.
They got everybody coming. Snap taken, rush coming out, fires it up in here. He's got a receiver. Incomplete. It was thrown behind. He wanted Phelan, and it went behind him and just beyond his hands, so this makes it fourth down.
Trying to run a skinny post on the left-hand side, and Phelan ran a nice route, but the ball was delivered in behind him. Was almost picked off there.
After it bounced off his hands, because he had a great effort to get the ball, and it did touch his hands and bounced off. Defender for Warren almost picked it off the turf.
Starting to platoon the backs now. Rogers goes out, and back in the lineup is Willie Shaw, who's had the longest run from scrimmage tonight.
They're taking a lot of time here to get this play organized, and we saw this before. Now they're up to the line of scrimmage very quickly. Lausch, and they got to take a timeout, and they just did that. They took a timeout with 10:15 left on the clock in the second quarter.
Not a good indicator when you can't get a play off when you need to. Shows you there's some confusion going on. If the coaches are getting the play in slow, or if the quarterback's not understanding what's going on, that's going to be critical as the game goes.
And that's a second timeout taken by Brother Rice. Just a reminder, Warren wins the game here today. We're at Northern Illinois University next week. We do know the winner of this game will play Lincoln Way East for the Class 8A championship game at Northern Illinois University, which starting time is 7 o'clock, which means we would be on about 6:30 next Saturday night.
And for a lot of fans, that's going to be Warren's first time going downstate to the state championship, and that will be an awesome thing if that occurred here tonight. And
well, for football, yes. They've gotten 2 state championships for soccer in 2012 and then softball just a few years ago.
Yep, but we're playing football here tonight.
Oh, yeah, we're playing football, and we got a big play coming up here. Fourth down. Fourth down and about 7 here.
Going 2 and 2.
26.
Empty backfield. No pass.
Lausch, snap taken. Here comes the rush. Look out. He's got a fire. He's going to throw it to the end zone up in the air. Intercepted it. No, it's off the hands. In and out of the hands. And that looked like a chance for an interception.
Yep. Back down there defending was Malachi McNeil. Wow. A linebacker has that type of speed.
Middle linebacker to get down the field and to cover the fourth guy down. He had to cross, 20 yards across the field to get to the corner.
Yeah, that was Brandon Rogers was the intended receiver. So on downs, the ball will come back to Warren. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. The Blue Devils would stand another little push here by Brother Rice.
Well, the Crusaders have 2 giant plays to get into territory and then been snuffed both times. So let's see if Warren can get something.
First down, this is going to be a handoff, and in the backfield right away. Not much there. In fact, might have lost a yard or two. That's a handoff to McLaughlin. And actually, they're going to mark it right at the line of scrimmage here. Might have earned a half yard on that deal.
Yeah, they may have to be a little bit more creative on first down and not give away their hand as Trinate Jacobs comes back into the huddle.
Yeah, that looked like Ryan and Warren again. That Denver Warren, he's all over the place. He's a transfer from Aurora.
Yeah, West Aurora.
West Aurora.
300-pound kid that can move.
6'3", and he's tough.
All right, 2nd down and 9. Snap taken. Off the end, he got a handoff, trying to cut, trying to go wide. Phillips cannot do much. He got across the 25, looking for some space somewhere, was brought down quickly.
Yeah, he was brought down quickly. This guy's been all over the field. Miles Jones there came over to make the tackle. Also, Jack Botta was there as well. So a lot of white shirts around the football when Christian Phillips touches it.
And
Full
the
yard
Crusaders
there.
have not been fooled yet.
No, they're going to play disciplined assignment football. You know that.
They're staying in their lanes.
So third down, we'll call it 9 here. Jacobs with the snap, looking, rolling right. There comes a rush from the backside. He's got to get rid of it and fires it to the side and incomplete. He knew he was getting pushed from the backside and had to fire the ball over to the far end of the field. It was on the low side, which will make it fourth down.
That's the first time we saw Trinae Jacobs not show composure, and his receiver was actually working back towards him, and he just threw that ball in the ground.
And wide open. He made it over to almost the 10-yard marker, but Tristan a little hurried there while he was running. I know he was running for his life back there, but he was hurrying for his life a little bit there.
So still 0-0.
Rogers and Summers are back here for Brother Rice. Sal about his 16-yard line, or make it, about the 12, actually. Steps up, kick away. Nice booming line drive kick in the air. Taken at the 31. It's got running room to the 35, 40. And a big block down the sideline, 50, 40. And he will tiptoe and finally out of bounds, courtesy of his own teammate, at about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be there. It's going to be closer to the 21-yard line. Joshua Bell on a great punt return. He's one of the other running backs, and you can see he got a lane on the left-hand side, and now he's inside Warren territory with good field position once again. But you can see there's confusion on offense. Lausch, the sophomore quarterback, has not really taken command of the offense here so far.
And maybe we'll see Summers coming back.
42-yard punt, and almost got it all back on that return for that matter, about 35 yards. Ball at the 32-yard line. First and 10, and again, Brother Rice slow getting set up here.
They had a man coming on the field late, number 11.
Snap taken, he was moving, handoff, and nowhere. Lausch faked it, and he took the hit and the brunt of it. Flag on the side. I got a feeling illegal motion
You
here.
know it, exactly, illegal motion. Chase Hall was not even on the field. He came on late. He never got set. So that's where the penalty is going to be, number 11.
I don't know if Warren's going to take this penalty or not. I got a feeling they're going to let it go and be second down. Are they going to push it back?
No, it looks like they're taking it.
Yeah, they'll take it back 5.
Yeah, with a loss of maybe 2 at the line of scrimmage, second down and 12, but it's going to be first and 15.
So second quarter action, 0-0 between Warren and Brother Rice. Class 8A semifinal. This is exciting high school football, but it's been a defensive battle, as we thought it might be.
Yep, a couple tangible plays, one being a
Lausch looking the pass near side, and was it knocked? Nope, it's caught by a receiver on the far side. Thought it might have been knocked down, but it got through. Phelan with the catch, and this is about a 13-yard pickup, shy of the marker by a couple yards.
Jaden Gregerson was defending on the play against their number 1 receiver, and Gregerson, we saw earlier this season, had an interception for a return against Stevenson. So he is a good defensive back. But it's going to be a battle between he and Phelan, the number 1 receiver for Brother Rice.
Phelan, also a quarterback, too, on the team, so he knows how to make his moves.
Snap taken, handoff. Shaw's going to get hit and driven down. He had a look to get over the 25, but then
a Warren player came up with the ball, and he's pointing the other way, but they're not going to give it to him.
Wow.
But, yeah, that was Malachi McNeil. He was all over that play. He read it like a book. Came through and ripped the ball out of the hands of the running back, but they said he was down. He was called down.
Off of Shaw there.
Maybe down by contact, but this is definitely going to be 2 down.
It doesn't surprise me to see that happen because you know how the Blue Devils are on hitting players and takeaways. Big third down, call it 3 here, jumping on the line, going on the left side. Lausch wanted to get the first down. He saw
he didn't get it.
That hole was closed as fast as you could say yes.
I think he's being spied by the linebacking crew. And you can see number 53 came up, Matheson. Lausch tried to go off the left side, and he is a good physical runner. He plays strong safety on defense, plays with a lot of passion, not a lot of fear. He's wearing number 37, which is the number his dad wore at Harvard for the Harvard Crimson. His dad is the U.S. attorney that was selected by President Trump, if the name sounds familiar to you.
All right, 4th down now and 4. 5 wide receivers this time. Snap taken, looking, rush coming on, pass to his man. He dropped it. He tried to get it over to his main target, and he couldn't come up with the answer. Phelan dropped the football.
Phelan was there. It looked like when he turned around, the ball kind of surprised him as Lausch got it off in the timing way that he's supposed to, and you're supposed to be ready for it. It hit him right in the numbers. 1st down going the other way for the Blue Devils.
So if you're Brian McNulty and the Blue Devils, you've got to be feeling pretty good after they've had great field position, 3 offensive possessions in a row, and have not been able to do much with it.
They just can't get inside the red zone here, inside the 20.
Oh, they set it up great with that punt return. You know, they first had a fair catch. The same guy did not fair catch it the next time, and he took off running, had a great play.
1st and 10, 26-yard line.
Trips left here.
Jacobs going to pass it to the left side, and a guy that fell to the ground made the tackle, and this is going to be no gain.
Actually, Brother Rice's corner came up and submarined the blocker, and that effectively just cut the play down there. The runner never saw him. He was below his ankles,
Below
actually.
his vision.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly, below his vision.
Actually, a loss of 2 on the play here.
He came out of Bugs Bunny's hole from the turf on the field.
Yeah.
I know he did.
Great aggressive play by number 20 coming up to make that play on the right
sometimes
corner.
I wonder where Norm gets his information from.
Andrew
Really.
Love.
6:04 left in the second quarter. Jacobs taking the snap here, going to hand it off.
Jet sweep.
And going to the far side and nowhere to go. Boy, just run out of bounds back at the 20-yard line. Is that McLaughlin over there? Or was it Phillips?
That play never had a chance to develop. Brother Rice in the backfield almost
Luther
instantly.
Thompson, who also plays wide receiver, they used him that time in the jet motion, number 4. And it was a loss of 4. And those plays on the jet sweep can be explosive, or they can kill you if there's any penetration at the line of scrimmage because you're running flat. And as soon as they see the jet man go, the linebacker's eyes go right to the jet man. So maybe there's a second play off of that.
Maybe later in the second half, too, when you start wearing down the Crusaders.
3rd down and 16, and Brian McNulty wants to take a timeout. We'll take one, too. 5:15 left in the second quarter. No score. Class 8A playoff semifinals right here on WRLR.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Today's sports broadcast is made possible by O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno PC. Proud to sponsor another season of Lake County High School sports broadcasts on WRLR 98.3 FM. Helping home buyers, sellers, and others with real estate transactions. O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno PC can be reached 847-675-4790.
The beauty of high school sports is that it gives us a chance to challenge ourselves. You can be an athlete. You can be a parent. You can even be a fan. You can challenge yourself to do the right thing. And when you do, your entire community benefits. Challenge yourself. This message is brought to you by the Illinois High School Association, inviting you to support the athletic and activity events at your local high school. You'll like what you see.
Snap taken, look out, rush coming on, and Jacobs is going to go down back at his 14-yard line.
So big pass rush, and that's coming from our guy from number 43. He just took down Trinae Jacobs.
Warren.
Oh, my gosh. You really saw Denver Warren, the transfer from West
Aurora.
West Aurora.
He's been in on a lot of things. 300 pounds. You wouldn't think he would be able to move that quick. Boy, he was off the ball.
Well, I saw them 2 years ago. I did a game with them in Maine South. They should have eliminated Maine South in the first round.
Saw all the way back to his goal line.
And Denver played for that team.
And this one's a kick, and this one's going to be a relatively short one. We'll take a bounce up in the air, high in the air, and their backs are just going to watch it. It'll get a good benefit Warren roll inside the 45 to about the 44. We'll call it the 43-yard line officially. And
Well,
that's where it's going to be with 4:17 left.
That's some college scholarship kicking by Adam Saul so far as a punter. He's really helping Warren get out of the hole in terms of field position.
44-yard punt, no return. By the way, is that the fifth punt he's had this half?
Well, here's where I was saying, they were moving more closer into Warren's territory, now being pushed back aside by a nice punt by Saul.
43-yard line, 1st and 10. Lausch taking a snap, going to hand it off. Shaw hit, breaks from 1-2, strung out wide, and he's going to make something more than he ever thought he'd make on that run. Gets it up to the 48-yard line, a gain of 5.
I think that's the first time that's ever happened to Juan De La Cruz. Is Willie Shaw. He met him right at the line of scrimmage, and Shaw just shook him off and kept going upfield.
And Shaw went by 3 Warren defenders, and then there's nobody in that middle secondary that gave him the 6-7-yard gain.
And as I mentioned, Juan De La Cruz, the leading tackler, 72 tackles or 71 tackles on the year. So he is no slouch.
By the way, the daytime is now turned into night. Lights taking effect here near the end of the second quarter. Snap taken, looking to throw. Lausch going to send it down
wide
for
open.
A man. He's got him at the 25, down to the 20, maybe the 18-yard line. This is going to be a 30-yard gain.
Well, he was 10 yards behind the defensive back, so it was an easy throw for Lausch. Little pitch and catch, as the coaches say. Chase Hall coming up with a big reception and taking his Brother Rice Crusaders into Warren territory.
And this is the farthest that they have taken it, and mark it officially at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. This is going to be a handoff. Shaw going left side, gets hit, bumps off one. It takes a second would-be tackler to push him out of bounds inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line.
Well, this is where you earn your toughness stripes down here in the red zone. So you'll find out what the Warren defense is made out of right now. As now, this has been about the best drive that the Crusaders have had in this entire game offensively. A good rhythm for them.
Bell in the backfield, quarterback keeper, and hit and dropped before Lausch had a chance to go anywhere.
Juan De La Cruz came storming through. He read that thing immediately. There was no chance for Lausch. And you talk about a quick reacting kid there. And he has really been the glue to this defense. We talk a lot about Willis Singleton, the All-Stater, but Juan De La Cruz has been the glue for this defense.
Roams the whole field, co-captain, a great player, and you were saying something about him maybe spying the quarterback earlier. Well, that definitely, he was right at him in the backfield.
3-yard loss on that, back to the 17-yard line. 3rd down and 6. Back to throw. Rush coming on again. Gets away with it this time. Into the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. And there was no chance to come up with that reception. Pretty good effort by Bell, but pretty good defense by the Blue Devils to knock it away.
It was man coverage over there. Number 7, Josh Turner, the safety, came over there, and he gave you that signal like nothing doing. No good over here. You can't throw the ball my way.
Take it back the other way. We got a chance for a kick here.
Now, is it Wynick or Winnick?
Looks like we're setting up for about a 34-yarder.
Nope,
No.
they're going to go for a field goal here. They're going to go off balance. We've seen this before.
No, they're just trying to deceive him.
That's the off balance setup. Now they
Slide
come back.
rule.
Now they put themselves back for the kick here. Snap, place it down. The kick, and what happened?
Motion,
Movement, and too much time or a timeout. Something's called here. It looks like a timeout by Brother Rice. Or was it a timeout by Warren?
Timeout Rice. It's their final one for the half.
Yep.
So.
Well, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. We've seen a lot of confusion out of their offense.
And they need to make
And
things
they're not
happen.
settled when they get in the red zone. They've come down here, I'd say at least 4 times, and have not been settled on the attack going in, to the red zone. So
And I'm sure those are timeouts that Coach Radke would like to use in other ways, Don. Not being comfortable, having guys come in and then procedure penalties because they haven't been set on the line of scrimmage. I bet you this is just going to be a direct field goal attempt right now.
All right, here we go. Wynick with a
2:37.
chance for a field goal attempt. 34 yards, a light breeze.
second quarter.
Left hash mark. Snap down. Here's the kick. Is it blocked? It is. It's blocked. Somebody off the left side of the line blocked it. The ball comes loose. There's a scramble for the football, and we'll see. They haven't said who's got it yet.
It doesn't matter.
It's got to be Warren's ball.
So. What a great play on the.
Whoever came off the left side of the line.
Yeah.
Seamus Milliken, I think, came out. 49 came out holding the ball in the air. But another great defensive play at 2:37 in the second quarter.
These special teams are something. We saw that against Plainfield East, blocking two punts no matter.
For 6 points each.
That was a field goal attempt from 31. So we still have no score here, 2:27 left.
Let's see if the Blue Devil offense can get inspired by their defense.
1st and 10, 23-yard line for Blue Devils. This is going to be a running play up the middle and nowhere to go. Looked like he shook one tackle and then got pushed by two others and dropped. Maybe a gain of 2, and that's about it.
Trinate Jacobs decided to keep it instead of give it to Christian Phillips. Trying to use Christian Phillips as the bait, which is probably a good idea, but all night long, big number 43 has been there, and he's been shutting things down. Denver Warren.
So this sets up a 2nd down and 8 here. A 2-yard gain. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. Snap taken. And bobble snap, pass to the left side, wide open, trying to shake a tackle. Sideline looking for some blocking, pushed, and still going on the sideline, finally knocked out of bounds. He kind of stopped at the 30-yard line looking for some help there.
He might have gained the first.
He might have. He waited long enough.
Yeah,
he made that happen there. It's something to his favor.
Yeah, number 4, Luther Thompson. They run the bubble screen out to the left, and it looks like he got pretty close to the first down.
He got 9 yards on that. So Thompson,
another flag.
Screen play, but I think
another pass, and that one didn't work out this time.
Yeah, they were in that screen to the right. They were going to Christian Phillips, but you can see the linesman looking at the ref, and he's showing procedure.
First to the left, then to the right, and they were trying to catch the Crusaders moving. I'll tell you what, this Crusaders defense has been every bit as good as what we heard all half long. Obviously, it's 0-0, but Warren's offense really hasn't been pushing down the field at all.
Robert Ibarra, Larry Newberry, and Martin Munns are your zebras for tonight on the field.
By the way, that was a penalty, 5 yards back on the Blue Devils. Moves them back to third and 6 or 2nd and 6 of the penalty. Give me 2nd?
Should be 2nd. I don't think they changed.
I don't know why they got 3rd on the board.
They're showing 3rd on the marker over there, too, on the chain gang. It's 3rd down.
Snap taken. Jacobs looking, has time, going to pass it over the middle. Got a man coming across, catches it, around the field. Phillips, 40, 50, 40, sideline, 1 man to beat. He tried to jump over him, got tackled down at the 27-yard line.
The explosive athlete changes the game, and it's Christian Phillips. They just run a crossing pattern to him. He comes across, goes up the left sideline, and man, can he motor.
46 yards on that play.
Super diagrammed play. Waited for him to spin around out of the backfield. Got him the ball in his step. And he just took right off Phillips down the line to the 27. And now Warren a chance to score before halftime.
Big explosive play. And you got to get the ball in his hands a little bit more.
Down to a minute. Clock moving. Snap taken. Jacobs looking to pass right side. Going wide. Phillips trying to shake a tackle. Got a nice block. Down the side. 20, 10. Oh! Tackle down on the ankles inside the 10, about the 8-yard line.
What a tackle there by Brother Rice. As you thought he got to the edge of the field, it looks like number 33 made that tackle for Brother Rice. Giacomo Tracy, we talked about him, the senior free safety, came over there and kept that from going into the end zone. Warren knocking on the door here in the red zone.
19-yard pickup.
And Warren still has two timeouts left, so.
Snap taken, handoff up the middle, this time flipped and knocked down. Nothing there, and I'm sure they're going to take one of their timeouts now.
That was a keeping them honest play. They give the ball to McLaughlin, who hadn't touched the football. Just a straight dive play up the middle. But you got to believe that some play action can work off of that same look. Now I would start to play a game with that look. Show them the same thing, but pull the ball out and throw it.
and you're going to the left and to the right, to the left and the right, making the Crusaders use their whole field to run back and forth, trying to wear them down a little bit before the second half.
Well, if you're Brian McNulty, you want to come down here and you got to get this score. It's going to be very important here. And you might even call 2 plays in the timeout. See if you can get them on a hurry-up if the first play doesn't work.
Well, you have 40 seconds, and if you can get up to the ball, again, don't make any mistakes when you get up to the ball if you call the second play.
Now let me call your attention to the clock. See, it says 25 seconds. After this timeout, usually it's a 40-second time, all right?
Okay.
Now it's a 25-second, so the team has to be aware that they have only that time to get the ball in play. And that's the rule change that occurred this season. So, Warren's got to be conscious of that. Trinae Jacobs has got to get his guys up to the line of scrimmage and be ready to go on first down. Clock's towing right now, 24 seconds down, so you got to have that awareness.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. McLaughlin off to the right of Jacobs. Snap taken, looking to throw, looking. Rush coming out. He's going to take it himself. Down the sideline, going to pass it late. Touchdown. He's got a man in the end zone. Blue Devils on the board. And I think it happens to be Phillips with the reception there.
Yeah, well, Trinae Jacobs did a great job of buying time when he ran to his right. He was patient until Christian Phillips came open and he delivered a strike.
Waited as long as he possibly could as the defender was coming up to hit him, tiptoeing up to the line of scrimmage.
All right, extra point try by Sal. Placement down the kick, line drive, going right through the uprights. It's good. 34.3 seconds left, second quarter. And the Blue Devils on the board, leading 7-0 back right after this. High school football playoffs. Class 8A right after this on WRLR.
8.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You're bringing your daughter to a pop concert. Do you A, wear earplugs?
Isn't this fun, Dad?
I'll have a soft pretzel.
Or B, just roll with it?
Justin! OMG! I love you, Justin! I love you!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
6 plays, 77 yards. And Phillips on an 8-yard touchdown run.
And that was Trinae
Actually, I
Jacobs'
passed on that.
9th touchdown pass of the year since he's gone in at quarterback as a junior.
I got to be corrected. It was an 8-yard touchdown pass and run. Let me say it that way. He made it look at this one, boomed out of the end zone by Sal. I mean, that thing landed beyond the pylons past the end zone. That might have gone through the uprights.
That's called adrenaline. When your team is ahead and your fans are cheering for you.
Just 30 seconds to halftime.
And you kick that ball out of the end zone.
There you go. Wow.
By the way, coming up at halftime, we'll look over this first half. There's not much to look at, obviously, score-wise, but still a lot to talk about with this grudge match that's going on here between these powerful Class 8A teams that we've seen so far.
Warren Blue Devils, for the first time, taking the lead 7-0 in the second quarter here in this Class 8A semifinal. The furthest they've ever gone as a football outfit. And you got to credit Brian McNulty, 12-0 this season. And, wow, they're just rolling, only giving up 40 points defensively going into the game. And, right now they're playing Warren Blue Devil defense.
And they just called their final timeout on defense to offset anything that Brother Rice might try to do, whether it's Shaw or somebody else, offensively, to wake them up to say, hey, be careful of something that's going to happen here with Brother Rice, because they're not going to sit back and take a knee at all.
Well, they're on their side of the field, so I think
they would go one play. We'll see what Lausch develops on this.
With 34 seconds, at 7 seconds of play, you can get in 3 or 4 plays if you're, in the hurry up.
All right, here we go. Shotgun here, snap taken, and handed off to Shaw. Shaw wrapped up, brought down at the line of scrimmage. They have no timeouts left, by the way.
So Willie Shaw, the running back, they gave him the ball. That's a safe carry. But down here, if you're Brother Rice, you got to be careful. You don't want to put the ball on the carpet and give it right back to a fired up Blue Devil team and give them a chance to
13
to score again.
They're not even going to take a playoff. And the Warren Blue Devil fans are standing. You can probably hear them from even through the windows here. They're loud, and they're accepting where they're at here. 7-0 going into halftime here. The defense has been stellar, for that matter. And they're going to go to locker room pretty happy. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk about it. Stay with us. We hit the break. Blue Devils 7, Crusaders nothing. Back right after this. High school playoff football right here on WRLR.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Hey everybody, I'm Axel. WRLR 98.3 invites you to spend a fun and festive night celebrating the season with our band, Axe and the Hatchet Men. On Friday, December 13th, at the original Sundance Saloon in Mundelein, we'll be playing a set filled with rockin' holiday tunes, as well as play a mix of our own original songs, current hits, and plenty of rock and roll. This year, we're playing in support of WRLR Community Radio, where local bands like us can get their music heard and their stories told. All ages are welcome. There's a student discount and tickets will be available at the door unless sold out in advance. You can secure your advance tickets now by contacting the station at studio@wrlr.fm or at another online seller to be announced soon. So save the date, tell your friends. Come on out to the original Sundance Saloon on December 13th for the Axe and the Hatchet Men holiday show and help keep WRLR on the air. Ho ho, hope to see you there. Happy holidays, just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for
The beauty of high school sports is that it gives us a chance to challenge ourselves. You can be an athlete. You can be a parent. You can even be a fan. You can challenge yourself to do the right thing. And when you do, your entire community benefits. Challenge yourself. This message is brought to you by the Illinois High School Association, inviting you to support the athletic and activity events at your local high school. You'll like what you see.
Having trouble moving the ball to finish your divorce or paternity matter? Child support or maintenance payments causing trouble with your salary cap? Sue Kamen is an experienced family law attorney who can coach you through mediation or fire a pass into the end zone at trial. To make an appointment in Antioch, Huntley, or Lake Zurich with Susan E. Kamen and Associates, their number is 847-847-7354. Today's sports broadcast is made possible by O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno PC, proud to sponsor another season of Lake County High School sports broadcasts on WRLR 98.3 FM, helping home buyers, sellers, and others with real estate transactions. O'Keefe, Lewis, and Bruno PC can be reached at 847-675-4790.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Halftime of this Class 8A semifinal here in Warren. Blue Devils, a 7-0 lead over the Crusaders of Brother Rice. I'm not sure I want to say this exactly right. It's not, is it the dance team? Is it the cheerleaders that are on the field? I better get this right because you think that's the cheerleaders?
No, it could be the Palms because the Palms and the cheerleaders.
But there's no palms in their hands.
Yeah, but that happens these days.
Well, you got to make sure you get it right because if you get it wrong, they're going to come out after you guys. So we got something out of the field of entertaining the crowd. Nice amount of people that we got here at Warren High School. This is probably the best crowd we've seen throughout the playoffs. We've been to Lake Zurich. We've been here at Warren earlier in the playoff run here. But this is the best crowd we've seen, bar none. I mean, even Brother Rice has traveled well. There are people lined up all around this facility.
I used to do videotape events at Libertyville, and the halftime show typically is done by the Palms at halftime, and then the cheerleaders do their routines while the game's going on.
Okay, well, I just want to know where the Palms are. That's all. But they had plenty of activity out there. There's what, 20, 30 girls?
Yeah, and that sometimes they'll bring in the younger girls to come in and perform at halftime.
Well, usually the dance teams, the ones that do competitions and so forth, you usually see that. Or the band comes out, too, for that matter.
Yeah.
Just want to remind everybody that are listening in here on WRLR, if Warren wins next week, they would play, or either team that wins tonight would play Lincoln away East. But if Warren wins next week, we will be out at Northern Illinois University. The entire gang will be out there. Believe it or not, we'll be on at 6:30, our pregame show, right around that time frame. If the Class 8A game starts on time, usually it's the last game of the day. You never know what happens with the other games that are out there. Yeah. So sometimes they tend to last a little longer, and you start a little bit later. But we'll be on right around 6:30 with that from Northern Illinois University if Warren makes it there for next week.
I don't know if the format's still the same, but usually they're 2 days, and they go, I think, from Class 1 till Class 5.
No, 1 through 4, the first day on Friday.
And then the second day, the remaining class is up to 8.
Correct.
And usually it's like one game right after another.
But if you remember a few years ago when Vernon Hills was playing in the 5A game, which was the first game and then second day, and we were there for breakfast. Okay, that game itself started at 10 o'clock. It was supposed to be done well before 1 o'clock for the 5A game to get started. That game lasted almost 2 o'clock. It was a long game that was 62-48, and it's like getting in traffic. You get delayed traffic in one spot, you know what's going to happen for the rest of the day. You're going to be delayed throughout. So it's kind of like a basketball tournament. Your first game goes to overtime, you'll never catch up.
Right.
Time frame wise. So, but we're aiming for 6:30 next week. Game time's supposed to be 7 o'clock from Northern Illinois University. If Warren could, hang on with the score here, then he'll be on the run. Now, this first half, we look back, guys. The way this half has gone, it's definitely been a defensive struggle, a defensive battle. But outside of the fact that Warren got their score before halftime here, give credit to the defense, what they've done. They blocked a field goal 3 times. Brother Rice has made their way, on their side of the field, one time getting inside the red zone, inside the 20, and then they stopped them with a blocked field goal. But hands down, this defense, it's bending a little bit, but not breaking. And that's the important factor. Brother Rice could be the best team they played this year. There's no doubt about it out here because they're doing a few things that other teams have not been able to do against Warren's top-notch defense.
Well, if you look at the games preceding this, they've put up 28 against Bartlett, 25 points against South Elgin, which was a 9-1 team, and then they put up 38 points against Manuka, who was another well-coached football team. So they're used to scoring. They're not used to being shut down. Right now they have no points.
And zeros.
And this is the Warren formula that has been successful for them the entire season, shutting opposing offenses down and keeping the game close. And their offense just not turning the ball over or making any silly mistakes, but just staying within their game and doing what they do.
One thing that we've noticed earlier was the Crusaders were trying to go onto it would be the Warrens' right side of their defense. It seems like they would do cross blocks to the weak side, thus having the numbers and maybe getting a guy out there. And they've gotten 2 strong plays out of that, Don, but not more than that. And then once they stopped doing that play, Blue Devils has just snuffed everything out.
Well, most of the top runners are pretty good at making the read on the weak side. You get a lot of your big runs on the weak side because they're less numbers, and that's what they'll be counting from the sidelines. When you see them look at the sidelines and you see the quarterback come up to the line of scrimmage, they're trying to use the formation to get the running back to run to the weak side. So you overload one side by going trips or bunch. So you have to honor all of those receivers to the right. Then you run the ball to the weak side where the lesser numbers are. And it's a game, a chess match that you play as an offensive coordinator to see how they respond.
And Coach McNulty has seen that, and then the defenses coaches have.
He's seen it, but it's really about matchups. Do you have a running back that can make people miss and take it the length of the field?
Well, that Shaw, a pretty big boy, he knocked down a couple of guys when he got on in that one long run.
Yeah, and Brandon Rogers had a nice run, too.
De La Cruz.
Yep. But De La Cruz has had a pretty good first half.
Yes, he's been everywhere.
You see his ability to read the play and come up and stop it early.
One thing you look at this defense, and we're going goo-goo gaga over what they can do. This is not like they haven't done this before. Look what they've done with this team as of last year, 5 shutouts. 5 shutouts this year. They went the distance against Brother Rice. And as I said in the open, They have something on their minds after losing to Brother Rice last year on the road. They lost 20-6. You know, every single player on this team wants to beat Brother Rice because of last year. And every single player on this team wants to make history for Warren High School to get to a state final. There's only been 2 champions here at Warren High School in their history. And that would be their soccer team in 2012 and their softball team of a few years ago.
Well, this
is something big.
They had a talented group back in 2006, because I was here for that. They played Stevenson 2 games in a row, ended 1 game at the regular season. That's when Mark Pose was the athletic director here. And I can remember being out here for the game. And then they played them in the first round of the playoffs, Stevenson, that is. And those were 2 of the best high school football games I've ever seen. It went down to the last play of the game. And we're talking about the team with Marvin Bembry and Mitchell Moore. And then they had 2 big wide receivers, Matt Mose and Marcus Lewis, who was a great basketball player, ended up going to NIU.
Yeah.
I mean, both those kids were basketball players, 6'2", and they could sky for the football. I thought that was the team that I thought had the potential to go all the way and go downstate. But here tonight, what we're seeing is a team that has all phases of the game. They have a good punter. They have a stout defense. They have the offensive weapons. But you still have 2 more quarters to play.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know they've been moving the Crusader defense left and right. A lot of scat back plays, a lot of wide out runs, and the quarterback even trying to get to the outside, though not doing it. We'll see how this wears down the Crusaders as the game progresses.
What will be interesting is to see what adjustments the Crusaders make offensively. Are they going to stay with the sophomore quarterback, or will they come in with another quarterback? Because it's clear that he's having issues with the plays, sometimes not being able to get the playoff, at least in the first half, and then sometimes looking confused and forcing the coach to take a timeout.
At crucial times, yes. Forcing a timeout when you might need it, especially later in the second half, that would be very detrimental.
By the way, we need to mention an unfortunate loss today for the Deerfield Warriors in Class 6A. They got beat by Prairie Ridge 49-16. Warrior season comes to a close. They end at 10-3. And all these hope, I mean, we had hope from Lake County to make that happen, but Prairie Ridge is a good team. I guess they got to play them in the mud to slow them down. That's what Cary Ridge or Cary Grove did last week against Prairie Ridge. And, you know, today, dry track on turf. And maybe Prairie Ridge has got to think of putting turf out there. Fox Valley doesn't have any turf fields. The only one that has one is Huntley, believe it or not. They're from the old tradition.
Huntley's got a brand new stadium. I did a game out there with Prairie Ridge and Huntley. It was terrific. Coach Shrimp is an outstanding coach for Prairie Ridge.
Prairie Ridge is running the wishbone?
Yeah, and they've been doing that. They run it to perfection. The timing of it is really good. They don't pass a lot, but they don't put the ball on the ground, and they have great timing with it. And Cary Grove is the only other team in that area that runs a similar kind of offense. And those are the 2 teams that usually come up winning from that area.
And they've been pretty good. Like I said, the Fox Valley doesn't like to put turf. We've got, 16 out of 21 schools now in Lake County with turf. And believe me, it's great when you get to this time of year. Fields are getting deteriorated, the weather gets cold, or it's bad with all the rain. Hey, you got turf out here. The only thing is you can't take a blade to the turf.
There's a couple of schools of thought on that. As a player, the turf wears your joints down. You don't want to practice on it and play on it. It's not that good, but as far as it's a fast field, so it's a lot faster than grass. Like, you feel a complete difference when you move from grass to turf in terms of the speed of the game. But, you know, if you talk about inclement weather, there's a big difference. Your footing's a little better. I like it when the turf actually gets wet. You actually have better traction because your cleats grip it a little better.
Well, what about like a night like tonight? We've gone from sunlight to darkness, and it's going to get a little bit cooler as the night goes on. Does the turf get a little bit icier?
No, I don't think
it gets a little slick, though. You get a little dampness in there.
There's really no difference because the only time the turf becomes an issue, is if it gets too cold, and then it becomes like an ice rink out there. But we're not at this temperature.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we need to take a break. We'll come back. Fans are getting excited because the players are coming back on the field for their warm-up. Second half kickoff coming up next, right here on WRLR.
98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Hey everybody, I'm Axel. WRLR 98.3 invites you to spend a fun and festive night celebrating the season with our band, Axe and the Hatchet Men. On Friday, December 13th, at the original Sundance Saloon in Mundelein, we'll be playing a set filled with rockin' holiday tunes, as well as play a mix of our own original songs, current hits, and plenty of rock and roll. This year, we're playing in support of WRLR Community Radio, where local bands like us can get their music heard and their stories told. All ages are welcome. There's a student discount and tickets will be available at the door unless sold out in advance. You can secure your advance tickets now by contacting the station at studio@wrlr.fm or at another online seller to be announced soon. So save the date, tell your friends. Come on out to the original Sundance Saloon on December 13th for the Axe and the Hatchet Men holiday show and help keep WRLR on the air. Ho ho, hope to see you there. Happy holidays, just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together.
Cornicchione's New York Style Pizzeria in Antioch at routes 83 and 173 is another proud sponsor of WRLR Sports. Cornicchione's pizza dough is made from scratch using a family recipe that originated in Brooklyn, New York. Their dough is proofed at least 24 hours. Cornicchione's menu includes pizzas, calzones, pasta, and much more. They have dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Their number is 224-308-1499.
It doesn't matter if you dominate the lane or how far your curveball drops off the table. It doesn't matter if you're All-State or All-American. It doesn't matter as long as you play the game with integrity by respecting your opponents and officials, following the rules, and practicing sportsmanship. It isn't always easy, but it's the only way to play. If you can be a good sport and treat your opponent the way you'd like to be treated, then it doesn't matter if you have a rocket for an arm or a cannon for a serve. You'll always be a champion. Sportsmanship. Are you up for the challenge?
This message has been brought to you by the IHSA. Challenge yourself.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Getting ready for the second half kickoff to take place in this Class 8A state semifinal. And Warren Blue Devils leading by a score of 7-0. We're in Gurney at Warren High School. Don Johnson, Norm Marion, Rusty Silber here with you. Some other guy in the booth by the name of Tim Cronin with us. We're still trying to figure out who he is, but I heard he's a good writer. So he's with us in the booth here tonight, enjoying the festivities of the game here. By the way, I want to remind everybody, coming up December the 8th, mark that down on your calendar. That'll be our postseason football show at Cornicchione's in Antioch. A lot of pizza to go around, along with the coaches, the Player of Game Awards from all the players of the game that we've had throughout the year. We'll have the coaches there, a lot of fans. It's going to be a packed place. We'll begin the show at 3 o'clock at Cornicchione's in Antioch. If you're going to get there, do me a favor, get there about 2:30, because I got a feeling you might want to get a good seat for the event.
We've been talking about how Warren got here. In the first round, they beat Plainfield North 49-7. In the second round, they defeated Palatine 31-6. And then in the quarterfinals, they beat a good Bolingbrook team 18-6. And here they are fighting it out in the semifinals. They're up 7-0 going into the second half.
All right. And by the way, Brother Rice will get the ball to start out this second half. Sal lining up. Last time after that touchdown they got towards the end of the half, Sal just nearly put it through the uprights.
Yeah, he was pumped. That was an adrenaline kick.
And there's no wind out here.
No wind. Let's see where this one goes.
You can kick the ball with the scholarship. This one kicked away, booming kick. They look at it. They're standing outside the 10-yard line just admiring it, bouncing in the end zone and out.
The irony of it is it hit the white W.
Wow.
In the end zone.
Yeah, it's funny. You think of W, what do you think of? You think of the W.
Win.
You think of the Cubs W for so many years.
Think of a win if you're Warren.
All right, start of the second half. 7-0 right now, and let's see how Warren comes out in the second half defensively. By the way, stat-wise, 125 yards total for Brother Rice. Warren has a total of 191 yards. So Warren, with that last drive, showing a little bit more than Brother Rice. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 20. Snap taken. High snap. Handoff. Shaw trying to make a move. Bottled up. Tackled down back at the 18-yard line for a 2-yard loss.
Oh, that hasn't worked all game. Every time they run at Willis Singleton in the middle of the line, they get nothing down there.
Well, Lausch is still out there quarterbacking the play, and, it's fine to hand it off to your guy, but if he's got nowhere to go, nothing's going to happen, and that's exactly what occurred.
Marco Sanchez also down there. Singleton, those guys are playing stout defense.
2nd and 12, back at the 18. Fake handoff, looking to pass up in the air, incomplete. We got contact. Ball was there at the same time, but there was nothing to be had there. Chase Hall was the intended receiver.
Yeah, you could see they're going for the money there on the quick slant, and that's the first time we've seen Lausch just unload on the quick slant there. But there was a Warren defender there.
Real good defense, and actually they're playing man-to-man on the far left side of the field. Chase is with that same defender.
Shows you what kind of confidence they have if they're playing man on the outside.
3rd and 12. Looks like a blitz here coming up for Warren. They got 6 guys on the line. And now Lausch changing something with his running back. You got to get this guy. Snap taken, high snap. Here comes the rush. And Lausch is going to take it himself. And he goes forward, gets a few yards, bottled and taken down about the 25. He did gain 5 or 6. Wait a minute, the ball came loose. And I think Warren's got it. Brother Rice is stunned right now.
Oh, they're calling him down. The ref is pointing with his hands.
Oh, I don't know.
To the turf.
Boy, I'll tell you, about half of that
4th down.
Defense came off the field like they thought they had the ball at the 25.
Now, that would have been a big turnover on their side of the field, and certainly a momentum changer for the Blue Devils.
Well, 3 and out right now for the Crusaders. The Warren defense comes out at halftime and puts a stick to them right away.
Well, they're going to have to go into their gadget playbook because they just haven't been able to run anything crisp from the line of scrimmage all game.
Snap taken, Jago Rush coming on, gets the kick away. Nice high kick, and this will bounce. Oh, big bounce here in favor of Brother Rice. This will go inside the 30, still rolling down to the 25-yard line. How about this? Go from 125 to the other 25, 50 yards on that punt.
Great turnaround of the field for the Crusaders. And their defense has been pretty good today, but I'm looking for the Warren offense to start moving. And in moving, I mean putting people in motion, using some swing passes, and getting out in front of the line of scrimmage.
I think they're content to do what they've been doing, which is to kind of just stick with their offense. They've been throwing the bubble screen, the quick screen to Christian Phillips,
right,
which has been effective, and they've also been throwing it to number 4, Luther Thompson.
1st and 10 for the 25. Handoff, Singleton gets hit just as he gets the ball, brought down for a loss. Back at about his 23-yard line.
So a big play out there. Number 30, we've been calling his name a lot, Miles Jones. The junior is just, he's a ball hawk. Wherever the ball is, he's there. He's been making plays.
He's got good linebacker size.
9:55 counting.
So I mentioned
Third
earlier,
quarter.
he played in the championship game last season, broke his arm earlier this season, so he was out for 6 weeks. He's just getting healthy now.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Snap taken, handoff, trying to bounce off one, going forward, and able to get a few yards up to about the 28, 29-yard line. And that's going to be a gain of about 6 or 7 yards for Phillips. Or is it McLaughlin on that?
Yeah, McLaughlin
up the middle.
And this is what they do. They're just patient with you. McLaughlin is the north and south guy. He's going to pound it in the middle on you, and they'll just keep working at it. Remember, he had 1,500 yards and 20 touchdowns coming into this game. And although we like to talk about Christian Phillips, McLaughlin has certainly made himself accountable this season.
Doing the yeoman's work right now.
3rd and 6. McLaughlin off to the right side. Jacobs takes a snap. Looking, rolling right, looking to pass. Wants to pass the sidelines. Got a man. 1st down and more across the 40 to the 45-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. Is that Phillips on that side? I'm trying to see who that was.
That was Christian Phillips.
Yep.
Well, that's a play that's been worked. They run the out, the 10-yard out. Trinae Jacobs rolls to his right, and then when he sees Phillips break open, he's delivering the strike. He's delivering the goods. And I told you, Jacobs is a wild card. His quarterback play this season, He's been coming on strong, showed some composure. The rush was on him, and he stayed cool and delivered the ball.
13-yard pickup, first down, 43-yard line. Snap taken, looking. Jacobs under pressure, gets away from it. Gets to 45, the 50, or just shy of the 50 at the 49-yard line, maybe the 48-yard line.
So it was a good scramble and run because he had the dogs on right behind him. Number 41 was going after him, but Jacobs had the presence of mind to slip up in the pocket and make positive yards out of that because Justin Jefferson was on his heels.
So 5-yard pickup. Jacobs looked like he got a lot more on that scramble.
Justin Jefferson actually kept him from making that into a big play because I thought he was going to go for a big chunk of yardage there.
So second down, 5:48. Got a man in motion and off the sweep here. Handoff. Phillips looking to go outside. Makes a move. Gets away from one. Able to get across midfield. 45, 43-yard line. First down. Move the chains here. And a nice bit of running for Phillips to pick up a gain of about 10 yards.
That's what you can't teach. They go jet sweep to the left with Christian Phillips. He makes a move on the corner. Andrew Love had him dead to right, and he just juked him out of his shoes and went down the left sideline.
Way to keep it clean there, Don. I know what you're thinking, but we'll just say shoes.
Out of his number.
And then we'll have
you knew what I was going to say.
Right along. I sure do.
Wait a minute. Is that a left shoe that's on the field still?
Exactly.
First and 10, 42-yard line.
Oh, man.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Snap taken, looking to throw. Pressure on, sideline.
There's
looking deep. Phillips cannot get to the ball. Looked like he was held off. He was looking for a penalty there, saying something back to the judge, like I was held off on the play. And the judge said, no, you're not in it. And they're talking about it here.
Man coverage. Anthony Matejko was one-on-one with Christian Phillips. And Trinae Jacobs saw that he had man coverage. So anytime he sees that with Christian Phillips, his eyes are going to get big. He's going to throw the fade.
He threw that fade high. It gave his Phillips the opportunity to run underneath the football.
He did that against Libertyville. Same exact play. It went for a big one, 60-plus yardage. He threw the fade, and it was one of the most explosive plays I've seen.
Second down and 10. In motion, handoff. It's going to go to Phillips. Phillips looking for the outside, tried to spread it out wide, wrapped up, and thrown down to the ground as he was out of bounds. He just grabbed him like a wrestling move and threw him down. No flags. It was in that white area, but still a throwdown.
Good pursuit. That's Andrew Love over there getting pretty close to that. Was pretty close to a personal foul down there.
Aggressive play. Let's just play football and see what's going on next.
Yeah, well Phillips has been making him run around the field a little bit, and they did on that
getting
one.
tired. He's like, I don't want you to make me run anymore.
Don't be surprised if you see Brian McNulty put him in the Wildcat. He's done that a number of times this year, and it's broken open the game.
Third down and 6 here. 3 receivers left. Snap taken. Jacobs looking. Pressure coming on the left side. Going to roll to the right. Got to get rid of the ball. Pressure. Going to throw it down the field. Receiver. He's got a man at the 30-yard line. I think this is a catch, and it will be a first down. Maybe, or is it incomplete? It looked like he had it, but then he dropped it over there.
Yeah, I think it was Seamus Milliken, the tight end, working back to the ball. 49.
Nice play to come back, and again, give Jacobs the credit of biding his time, even though he was losing some yardage going to the sideline. Had 2 Crusader defenders on him, and he was able to get the ball, and his receiver coming back to catch.
Interesting scenario here.
Here's what you know in this game. You don't want to turn the ball over. You want to throw it away if you've got nothing downfield.
Fourth down.
7-0 lead.
4th and 6 from the 38-yard line. Short here. They're going to kick it somewhere near the goal line. This one kicked towards the corner. Sal actually going to send it down. It comes back. He wanted the corner, but it kind of cooked back a little bit for him. Fair catch at about the 8-yard line.
Blue Devils playing
a 30-yard punt, no return. This will make a longer field for Brother Rice.
I was surprised that they didn't go for it right there, Rusty and Don. I thought that maybe they might go with 6 yards to go, but, this is the defensive, and with a defense like you have that you've played all year, starting them 90 yards away is not so bad.
But pushing them back in this part of the field, they haven't been here all night.
That's true. They've always been up around the 30-plus.
This could mean something here, guys. Snap taken, handoff. Shaw trying to go wide, cuts it back, and nothing. He got something about a yard, but he tried to find a hole with everyone trying to come to the near side of the field to cut it left. Wasn't there. Maybe a yard. That's it.
Yeah, they were going jet sweep. They want the jet motion. They're trying to get their number one running back the football. He did a nice job by spinning back to the inside because there was nowhere to go. I mean, they just been hemming it in from sideline to sideline today. Warren just having another excellent defensive football game.
Blue Devils really push on that play there when they get into the back to the red zone here.
7:39 left in this third quarter. Lausch back in the pocket looking to throw. Underthrows his receiver by about 10 yards, and he was covered on that. Phelan had no chance to do anything over there.
Well, Lausch hasn't been too effective throwing the football, the sophomore. I think this game is getting to him a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the other quarterback.
I'm wondering if he thought that guy was going to come back for the ball, but it looked like Phelan was just going down those sidelines.
He got that out in a hurry. Clearly not communication between the quarterback and the receiver there.
Right.
3rd down and 9 here. And this is where Blue Devils make something happen.
Who let the Blue Devils out? We'll find out right here.
This is big here. 3rd down play. And they're going to go with 4 wide receivers, 2 left, 2 right. And it's showing blitz here. 6 guys on the line. Jumping on the line, I think. Wait a minute. One of the Blue Devils jumped, but he's pointing to one of the linemen for Brother Rice.
I think they're going to call that on the Blue Devils. Let's see.
They're talking about here. One of the Blue Devils pointed right away. Right side of the line here. And the
apparently going against the Blue Devils.
Yeah, they're causing a Blue. I don't know.
Their left tackle may have gone into the neutral zone. You can't touch anybody. You can get back. Well, the high school rule is a little bit different than the pro rule, but nevertheless, it goes against the Blue Devils. 5-yard penalty there.
3rd and 4, and they go off without the blitz this time. And looking to throw. Roush coming out, blitz coming out. He gets the ball, gets it downfield, incomplete.
Off
Double
the fingertips
coverage
of his receiver. There was 2-man covers there.
That Phelan?
That was Shaw.
Phelan. No, Shaw?
Yeah, Willie Shaw. They'll put him in the slot and they'll run him down the field. He is their second leading receiver on the team, and they'll put him in the slot and use him as a receiver.
Well, you saw his speed right there from the slot as he outran 2 defenders. He was just behind him. Now, the defenders were there, but he did have a step on both of them.
Yeah, he's got
the ball right off his fingers.
Yeah, he's got deceptive speed. I mean, he can play receiver, running back at the next level. He's got that type of speed.
Jaco at about the goal line. Phillips stepped up about midfield. Now this one kicked, and he's going to let it go. They got a man there, and they're going to get a healthy bounce on this. About midfield, rolling to about the 43-yard line. A 43-yard punt, no return. Phillips looked like he was thinking it was going to be a short line drive, let it go over his head.
Well, I think if you're a punt returner at this point in the game, you want to catch every ball. If you can fair catch it, you don't want to let it bounce backwards. This game is about field position in the second half. So you want to catch every ball. Be aggressive, come up, call it fair catch, make it, get the field position.
And that's exactly what the Blue Devils had played for when they punted the ball down to the 10-yard line. Now they're midfield. A good punt by the Crusaders forced Warren back just a little bit.
1st and 10. 43. Fake handoff. This is a pass, and look, he's going to make a tackle here. Coming off a block, and actually took down, is it Phillips or McLaughlin there? It took down McLaughlin.
Yeah, it looked like
Michael Badke.
Michael Badke, coach's son, came up, defeated the blocker, because they've been running the bubble screen. Now he's used to seeing it. So as soon as he sees it, he goes past the blocker to the runner. Great job of reading the play by Badke. The coach's son, so he probably looked at a little bit of film with his dad.
6-yard loss on that pass play in the backfield.
Listen here, Michael. All right.
Snap taken. Handoff here, finding a block, and not much there. Maybe a couple yards to 39, 38. Now, late flag comes in. What is this?
Little talking going on down there. Let's see who it goes against.
First time we've seen something of extracurricular, and the side judge on the near sideline said something here, and it was right after the tackle.
Miles Jones, number 30, came up, made the tackle. That's the name we said. And, man, is he aggressive.
And this looks like it's going to be against Brother Rice.
It is.
Yep, they're marking it off. The Warren faithful's going to like this.
That came after the play, so it's got to be,
well, instead of 2nd and 15, they're going to have a first down at midfield plus
personal foul.
I don't know if it's a first down or not. Now the coach, Becky's saying, well, what's the call here?
Well, it's got to be a first down, doesn't it? Automatic.
It should be automatic, but it's not. I don't think it is. Well, they haven't moved the chains yet.
There they go.
Now they're doing it. I had Tim's theory. Believe me, Tim Cronin saying, it is. Don't worry about it. It is.
It's going to be 1st and 10. 1st and 10 there at the 48.
1st and 10. Handoff forward, and this will be about 3-4 yards to the 45. Clock counting 6 minutes and counting here in the third quarter.
A sequence that we've seen a lot tonight. They'll hand the ball off to McLaughlin, the north and south runner. He'll pound it in the middle. And they're willing to do this because it's ball control, and it also sets up play action off of that same look.
And gets ready for the bubble screen or the cat run through the backfield, usually by Phillips.
So they're 6 minutes away from the fourth quarter here, but, with a 7-0 lead.
2nd down and 8. Off the sweep, look out. It is a sweep over there. Looked like it might have been a fake, but good job. And we got some stuff going on downfield, a little pushing.
Christian Phillips ran that ball off tackle in the jet sweep, and you talk about cutting it up. He got good yardage there. It's going to be he's about 3 yards to go for the first down, but a nice-looking run.
It looked like Denver Warren was in the backfield, and he had the quarterback. He had Jacobs, and
he did, but Jacobs didn't have the ball.
Didn't have the ball anymore.
Phillips did,
and I think Brandon just took the ball away from Tristan.
Well, that's what they want, that late read if they can get it.
3rd down and 5.
Much later than that, Don.
41-yard line. Back to throw. Jacobs stepping up. Look out. He's got rush coming out. He's got to roll out to the right. He's going to throw it downfield. He's got a man. Goes up in the air. Incomplete. The ball was a little bit thrown under. The receiver had to come back for it, but it was off target a bit.
Yeah, there were 2 Crusaders down there in the coverage.
Phillips.
Trying to cover Christian Phillips. And it looked like number 20 was down there. Andrew Love, who's been shadowing Christian Phillips most of this game.
I still like Jacobs in the backfield. He was stepped into the pocket, saw it was folding, so he backed off and then went and made his play.
I like his coolness. I want him to throw the ball away.
4th down, punt, Sal kicking it away. This will be bounced at the 5. They're going to try to keep it down near the goal line. Did it go over? I think it did get in the end zone for a touchback. You got 3 Blue Devils in the area trying to pin it down. It's like trying to find a hard-boiled egg somewhere. It's just bouncing around.
Yeah, that would have been a huge play if they could have pinned it down within the 5 there. And then really, they would get good field position. They could take a few shots defensively trying to strip the ball.
Yeah, a couple pushbacks for a safety.
By the way, that's 7 punts now.
Well, on that note, Warren actually has about 3 safeties for tackles, and Willis Singleton has one of them this season. It was against Stevenson.
1st and 10, 20-yard line, and now we got some movement by Brother Rice on this 1st down.
That was the same players that were involved in the last one that said it was encroachment by Warren. This time they're putting it backwards towards Brother Rice territory.
Little payback there. I hate to say it.
Well, it could have been, but also, these guys are, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. 7-0, 4:29 left in the third. Not much game left. Brother Rice has got to make something happen on offense.
Lausch going to counter, going to hand it off. Shaw, left side of the line. Gets a couple. That's about it. Maybe to the 16-17.
Well,
this has been their trademark all year, is good solid defensive football. And but you got to do this for 4 quarters. And let me tell you, Brother Rice isn't going to go away. They were in the championship game last season against Loyola, so they know what these type of games are about, and they're not going to go away.
And Shaw has forced a couple plays up the middle there, and he's broken a couple, too.
Oh, look like blitz here.
Blitz. Yeah, here they come.
2nd and 13. Rush coming out. Lausch sees he's going to pass. Sideline, one-on-one. Up in the air. Tip.
Intercepted.
It's intercepted. Nope, knocked out of bounds. Looked like there was some contact there.
Good effort by
Dwayne Moorhead, the receiver, looked like he made some contact on the Warren Blue Devil player. I'm not sure which one it was, but it was a chance.
Mark Davila.
Yep.
Mark Davila was there, number 13, and he's been he has 1 interception on the year and 2 fumble recoveries, one for a touchdown this year.
Well, he was ready for that play because he came back to the ball first, and Moorhead actually might have made some pass interference offensively.
That's what I was thinking, too. I agree with you, Norm.
They didn't pick up. They didn't throw the flag.
No.
But,
it was underthrown on top of it.
He became the defender, not the offensive.
3rd and 13. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pass rush coming up. He gets hit. That ball is loose. It's picked up and down. One of the linemen picked it up alertly at the 12. I think this is going to be a pass, guys. It should have been a pass.
It'll be incomplete. One ref has to.
Wow, what a hit by Seamus Milliken.
Wham.
6'3", 225 senior. He came into this game with 18 tackles for loss, and you can just ring up number 19 there because he came through like a house of fire.
I wouldn't want to be there for that truck that just came by me. No way.
Yeah, get the license number of that number 49 truck.
Punt here. And we got a timeout on the field, taken by who?
I was straightening my jaw out after that one.
Got to delay a game. It came from the middle. The judge in the middle of the field in front of the punt returner.
Well, Lauch didn't even see him coming because that ball just squirted out. And he's very fortunate that his arm was already in motion and it was a pass over the line of scrimmage. So I didn't have a question about that. But, boy, did he take a hit.
Yeah, he took a hit that's going to be memorable. He's going to be looking for the pass rush from here on in if he keeps getting hit like that.
Something with resetting the clock, guys. That's what it seems to be. There was no flag on it. Now we're set. 3:31 left here in this third quarter.
And this is that 26-second time rule right now, not the 40-second.
Jaco with the step, he just gets it away. This one will bounce, and look at the bounce here again. And we'll roll inside territory of the Blue Devils to the 44-yard line. So a 39-yard punt and no return.
Well, Warren getting good field position at their own 44-yard line to start off this series of downs, and I'm gonna call it first down. I'm gonna say McLaughlin into the middle, and then we're gonna have some type of bubble pass to the left side. All right.
Yeah, we'll see if they're not as conservative on this offensive series. I think you can take some shots now. I mean, right now I'm putting number 1 in most of these plays.
Okay.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. McLaughlin in the backfield, off to the left of Jacobs. Jacobs with the snap, looking, has time. Looking deep, to lose one. Now he's rolling to the right. Pressure coming on, steps inside. Coming back the other way. He lost the football. It comes loose. And I think the Blue Devil is going to get the ball back at the 31.
Well, credit Brother Rice, tracking Trinae Jacobs down, punching the ball out. But I think that they got the ball back.
Okay, somebody coming up with a little bit of a limp.
I see one who got the ball here. It turns out to be, it might be a Josh Turner, of all people, that got it.
Swing wide receiver, defender, too, for the Warren defense.
Uh-oh, who's injured here? One of the linemen?
Jacobs is coming off.
Oh, the quarterback.
That's not a good sign. So Jacobs coming off the field at 2:58 in the third quarter, and that puts a different tone on this game.
Now you're going to go to the swingman. It looks like Phil Hurd's going to be coming in.
Is that Phil Hurd stepping in?
We'll see. Because he's got to go out on the bench for at least one play.
Phil Hurd is now in the game. Well, there's a backup here. Not like Lake Zurich. They didn't have a backup here. Stepping into a big part of the game. Snap taken, and look out. Miscommunication on the snap here. And this is something Phil Hurd has not done since the start of the season.
Well, Phil Hurd, during his time, was has done a pretty good job when he did take snaps. He has 4 touchdowns on the year coming into this game, and he has been able to throw at a 77% completion ratio, which is very high, and only 1 interception. So Phil Hurd is not necessarily coming in here as a rookie. He's had some snaps here as a starter.
And he played last year as well.
So 2nd down and 29. Should be 3rd, shouldn't it? Handoff here and nowhere to go. Brother Rice is fired up right now. They just stopped McLaughlin right away after he got to about the 25. He picks up maybe a yard or maybe not. Back to the line of scrimmage.
Denver Warren is just having a feast on the offensive line. That's 6'3", 300 pounds. He's a West Aurora transfer, and he's got Division I written all over him.
Big boy.
By the way,
and he moves with confidence, let's call it.
Yeah, he does. Hostile, mobile, agile, right?
Right.
All right, Hurd here on big 3rd and long. See what his arm can do here. Nope, they're going to hand it off here. Right side breaking one, breaking two, but not getting closer than the 30.
He's going.
Still
He's
going.
out there.
He broke. He's down the field to that midfield to the 30. Still going to the 40.
Oh, my
30.
God.
How is he getting free? Touchdown, Blue Devils. Where did that come from?
That came from the most exciting player on the field,
Wow.
Christian Phillips.
74 yards.
You know why he's an all-stater. He just showed you there's no give up in number one.
One time, 4 or 5 guys had him, and he had his legs continuing to move forward, getting a little push, little rugby. I just came out of that pile, and he
yards. He broke
yards.
at least a half dozen tackles and a swarm, sitting in the middle of the pile at the line of scrimmage, about 5 or 6 yards out, and gone.
Big players make big plays in big moments at 123. Christian Phillips.
Extra point south through the uprights. It's good. Blue Devils out 14-0. Minute 23 left in the third. We're back right after this.
Wow.
High school playoff football here on WRLR.
What a run.
WRLR 98.3 FM.
Cornicchione's New York-style pizzeria in Antioch at Routes 83 and 173 is another proud sponsor of WRLR Sports. Cornicchione's pizza dough is made from scratch using a family recipe that originated in Brooklyn, New York. Their dough is proofed at least 24 hours. Cornicchione's menu includes pizzas, calzones, pasta, and much more. They have dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Their number is 224-308-1499.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Well, Christian Phillips, I'm still counting how many tackles he broke on that play, but he has 74-yard touchdown run. Extra point, it's 14-0.
If we put all three of our hands together, maybe we can determine how many tackles he broke on that run. That was amazing, guys.
Derek was just on the move. Maybe the Crusaders thought the whistle was going to blow and they stopped playing because
Sal's kick away here. And this will be in the end zone again. Hit the A. He's got the W. He's got the A. He wants all the letters of the alphabet.
Wow.
Well, unofficially at half, Christian Phillips had 78 yards on 10 carries. That 74-yard run puts him over the 100-yard mark tonight, and that's his second touchdown tonight.
And by the way, I want to throw this out. Mr. Mike McCarthy has checked in with a text. Hi, Mike. We're missing you, buddy. And just throw that out there. So are the Blue Devils, apparently, because they're still doing what we expect them to do. 1st and 10, Brother Rice, 20-yard line. Lausch going to pitch it out this time, left side of the line. They find a hole for a little bit, and look out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Blue Devils to tackle Shaw here, I think, at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Willie Shaw the third. He's the guy on the other side that can make things happen. He went off left tackle, and he finished that run. You can see he's got some power at the end of that run.
You're not going to grab his jersey and pull him down. The Warren Blue Devil defender tried to do that, and he spun and just moved for 5 more yards.
So 2nd down and 3, a 7-yard gain there. And handoff here, nowhere. He just hit a pile of Blue Devils. Put his head down and got pushed back at the line of scrimmage.
Note to Brother Rice, don't run at Willis Singleton. What you talking about, Willis? Don't run at Willis Singleton.
There you go.
That's been the result all night. The All-Stater has not moved in the middle of that line tonight.
By the way, maybe we should send a note to Joe Aguilar with the Daily Herald. If you're looking for Players of the Year, maybe Phillips just earned a right just on that one play alone.
No, that was Phillips.
Phillips,
right? Yeah, that was Phillips.
I'm just saying he might have earned that on that play alone. All-Stater. Snap taken. Looking to throw. Pressure coming on from near side. Incomplete. I don't know. The receiver had his chance. Bell had a chance to grab it and just He went for it, but it went off his hands and out of bounds.
Well, they were trying to run just a quick out, and that ball's got to be delivered early in the route. You can't wait till that long. It's an anticipated route. A three-step drop ball's got to come out. You can't hold it and then spot him and then throw it. It's got to come out right off the break.
By the way, I only have Lausch with 51 yards passing. That's it.
Yeah, he struggled. That's not his game, throwing the football.
Well, he had a couple that were close to being caught, but
near the end of the first quarter here, snap taken and punt. This one's a good high punt, and there's nobody back there. And this time it's a benefit bounce in favor of Warren. It goes the other way, hit the 45, and rolled back to the 48-yard line, maybe 49-yard line. So a 24-yard punt, no return. And there's the horn for the end of the third quarter. We've got 12 minutes left. The fans here at Warren are whooping it up in front of us. There's your pom-poms, by the way, guys. Back right after this here. 1 quarter to go. 14-0 Blue Devils leading the Crusaders. Playoff football on WRLR.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Having trouble moving the ball to finish your divorce or paternity matter? Child support or maintenance payments causing trouble with your salary cap? Sue Kamen is an experienced family law attorney who can coach you through mediation or fire a pass into the end zone at trial. To make an appointment in Antioch, Huntley, or Lake Zurich with Susan E. Kamen and Associates, their number is 847-847-7354.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Back here at Warren High School in Gurnee. Beautiful night for playoff football. And the Warren Blue Devils trying to create history. They're 12 minutes away. Don Johnson, Norm Mirian, Rusty Silber. Some great stat guy over there, Tim Cronin, helping us out tonight. He's a golf guy, but he's a pretty good football guy, too, for many years. Here we go. 1st and 10. And running play here, not going to go anywhere.
Nothing there from McLaughlin.
Nothing at all. In fact, McLaughlin knocked down quickly, maybe a loss of a yard. Anybody get a look on the sideline, Norm? Anybody about Jacobs, where he's hiding at? If he's being tended to by the tent or anything?
I think he's right down here.
I haven't been able to pick him out of all those jerseys. I'll be honest, those numbers on the back of those jerseys are really bothersome for me. I'm not sure for everyone else, but I'm having a hard time even with my binocs.
So Phil Hurd is back in there.
Yeah, Phil Hurd is that quarterback here. Little movement here. And this is going to be a pass play. Hurd's going to line one up down the sideline. Down a little push and incomplete. No flags on the play, but Hurd just threw one down there for Phillips, and he threw it about 40 yards. And I got a feeling Brother Rice is like, you mean this guy can throw too? Wow.
Yeah, he can throw, and he had to fade with him. I saw Phil Hurd hit Christian Phillips against, I want to say early in the season. And so he's got a great arm, He's got a great arm. He can throw the football too. But when you can see whenever he sees that man coverage one-on-one, he's going to put it up.
It seems like the Blue Devils have done that through most of this game. Anytime that there is a one-on-one, they've checked off each other for sure.
By the way, Jacobs is in the game.
Yeah, he's in there now.
Whether they taped his ankle, but he is in the game right now. So he's back at quarterback. 3rd and 11. Snap taken. Jacobs looking to throw. Steps up. Looting a rusher. Now he's going to pass. He gets tackled down. He gets a receiver. And he's back up, which is good to see.
Yeah, he threw the ball. He just threw a little check down. That was his only guy in the flat, to Luther Thompson. But really the pass rush forced him to do that. He had to get rid of the ball quicker than he wanted to there. The previous play, Phil Hurd was in the game, and Trey Jacobs just came in on that series.
Whalen making that tackle in the backfield, pushing forward and catching Jacobs in the backfield.
10:35 in county. Sal back at his 35-yard line. Dual backs at about the 10 for the Crusaders.
Here's where we go with that field position again, as Warren's going to be kicking on 4th down.
Low snap gets the kick away. He had to get it done quickly. He got away from it. Just a little bounce at the 5th, about the 20, and settled down right at the 19-yard line. A Sal placement perfect.
We talk
34 yards.
You talk about players doing a lot of different things. Willis Singleton was the up back on the protector at that time. He took on 2 people before they got to the punter.
Wow, that's using your talent for maybe a lot of people wouldn't take their down lineman and put him in the back protector.
Well, obviously he can move well enough to do it.
Speed kills.
Brother Rice. Make it the 19-yard line. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Looking. Lausch. Rush coming on. Steps in the pocket. And he gets wrapped up, brought down quickly at about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, it was number 96 came up and made the play. Marco Sanchez. Sanchez was there. He was spying on him the whole time. He didn't have a chance.
That's the 4th sack officially. He's been knocked down. He's been hurried. He's had a lot of trouble back there.
Yeah, and they've basically done it with a 4-man front, which has been the formula that they've used all game. They haven't come out of that yet.
Shaw off to the right side, man in motion. Snap taken, Lausch looking, Rush coming out past the other side underneath. And what a pickup and tackle for a 3 or 4 yard loss.
And Juan De La Cruz over there.
He sees everything out there on the field.
He's such a quick reactor. Obviously, this guy does a lot of film study.
Yeah,
Sullivan on the reception
once he sees
underneath.
The eyes, he knows where it's going, and he just gets there quickly.
Yeah, he's like a magnet. Juan De La Cruz, the unofficial leader on defense, he's that glue, if you want to call it that. Right. And he's been there since he's a sophomore.
3rd down, we'll call it 13. Back at about the 16-yard line. This is going to be handoff. Running room right side, going to stop. Nowhere to go. Look out. Flush him back by the 10, down to the 5. And the ball is loose and picked up. I don't know. I think the referee blew his whistle. Oh, that would have been nice for a fumble recovery in the end zone. Who's got the ball in his hand, by the way?
Well, De La Cruz was down there, and you get
Davila.
Davila was down there too.
Davila. Actually, it's Josh Turner that's got the ball.
Okay.
Josh Turner is the one that had the ball in his hand in the end zone. But they're placing the ball all the way back to the 4-yard line. Wow.
So it took them a long time to blow the whistle on that particular play, too, as the guy was moving backwards. But they called it that time as opposed to the
hey,
ball
guys,
coming out.
Any memories of Plainfield East, the opening round of the playoffs?
Yes.
He's back there. Will he get this punt off? Barely got it off. It might have been deflected because it's going to the sideline at about the 21.
Get away from it.
Yep, and it stayed in bounds about the 27-yard line. So the Warren Blue Devils are going to have the football after a 23-yard punt, no return.
Here, if you're the Warren Blue Devils, you have to be thinking in your mind, let's get after it, try to get a score, but we should come out with no less than 3 points down here. Just get the 3, put them on the heels, make it a 3-score game. You don't care about scoring a touchdown. Just put some points on the board.
Well, after that particular series of plays by the Crusaders, Warren had punted it to put him back deep, and they just forced him back deeper, and now they have excellent field position.
Jacobs at quarterback once again. So he's shaking off his ankle or leg injury to get back in this game. Snap taken, looking to throw, sideline, one man to get
Touchdown.
it, and it's a catch in the end zone, is it? I haven't seen it.
In and out.
Nope, in and out of the hands of Phillips.
Yeah, Christian
Incomplete.
Phillips. It went play action. He faked the handoff, went over the top. Once again, Christian Phillips isolation one-on-one, and he put the ball out there. It was a catchable ball, but good defense by Brother Rice.
Interesting. They did try to go for it there.
Yeah, and, on first down, that's a good time to take a shot.
Always a good time. It reminds me of the old Terry Bradshaw with the Steelers, man. Once a turnover or a punt deep into territory where you have field position, it was bam, bam, and then 6 points with Lynn Swan or
John
Stallworth.
So 2nd down here. Long count.
There's a whistle
and now,
out there.
Did they get caught with it? I don't see any flags anywhere. Long count here. Is a timeout taken here?
Jacobs is coming to the sideline here like he's going to talk to the coach.
No, they got caught with a delayed game, so they moved it back 5 to the 32-yard line. 8:25 on the clock.
To take right now.
Well, what happens is you have to have the awareness. It's a silent clock. They don't tell you that they're putting the clock into play, and if you're coming off a timeout, it's a 25-second clock. It's not a 40-second clock. Big difference.
All right, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. McLaughlin off to the right of Jacobs. Snap taken. McLaughlin's going to take it, handoff running room, 25, bounding his way, turning his way inside the 20, and he may have a first down here.
Well, that's where you see the power of Derek McLaughlin. He's
He's shy of the marker. Boy, they made a tough spot there.
He is a really physical runner, north-south guy, and you saw it there just breaking tackles and getting into the red zone.
But the clock continues to run. We're now under 8 minutes.
Here you want to pick up the first down. If you can't, then you want to kick the field goal. You got to get points down here to make it a 3-score game.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Little motion right around that slot back position. Handoff McLaughlin, right side of the line. Breaks through. 10-5. Dragging a guy in the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, that was a back-breaking touchdown for the Blue Devils.
An 18-yard run with 7:36 to go here in the fourth quarter.
And you're starting to feel it. The fans are going crazy. The Blue Devils are thinking NIU.
Poke them with a pitchfork.
Let the air out the easy way. God. All righty. Well, next week in DeKalb, it would be Lincoln Way East waiting for someone right now, and it appears to be one.
Extra point try, placement down. Sal's kick is up and through the upright. 7:36 left. It's now 21 for the Blue Devils, 0 for the Crusaders. Back right after this, playoff football, Class 8A on WRLR.
If they got a first down.
WRLR 98.3 FM.
Hey everybody, Rachel Ray here. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face than cooking up a big meal for the whole family and lots of friends. But there's not enough room at my table for the 17 million kids in our country who struggle with hunger. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks collects surplus food to give hope to hungry kids. But they can't do it without your help. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
McLaughlin with the 18-yard run. Sal with the extra point. 21-0 Blue Devils, 7:36 left. And can Sal put this one in the end zone? Oh, we got a left-hand turn on this. Looks like one of my golf shots. Goes out about the 5-yard line.
I thought you were going to say
wait,
McCarthy's golf shot.
Oh, Mike McCarthy. So it could be Tim. Tim's a big golfer over there.
Tim's a big golfer over there.
But it took a left-hand turn. Well, the wind has started to blow from the southwest a little bit, but it's very light. I don't know if that had much effect.
You know, he was kicking the other way, too. He hasn't kicked the ball down to that side of the field before. So.
I believe there's a taste in the fans of the Blue Devils right now. They're starting to acquire that taste. The drive to DeKalb is getting closer and closer now, and really something that very well could happen with a 21-0 lead.
And if you're just tuned in, you've missed a heck of a game here because it's been exciting the way the Blue Devils have played defense. But Brother Rice, they're just as good as what the Blue Devils are, but the job is getting done on the Warren side of the ball, especially on defense. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Back to pass. Lauskin again. He's got a receiver, and he tried to shake off. Couldn't do so, but Moorhead with the reception. And first down all the way up to the 46-yard line.
Great grab over the middle.
Into Blue Devil territory.
And it looked like the first time that Lausch really looked comfortable setting up that post.
Dwayne Moorhead, their third leading receiver, ran the quick slant now. You feel that sense of urgency, and I bet you they go into the hurry up because they know the time's getting away from them. They got to get a score to at least make this respectable.
18-yard pickup, back to throw, rush coming on. Gets rid of it, sideline up in the air, tipped, incomplete. And that ball was thrown on the high side, but there was double coverage on the far side of the field.
Turner.
Yeah, Davila was there. Mark Davila got his hand on the ball, the junior there, and he felt like he should have intercepted it.
Yeah, he's a little upset with himself because he saw that one coming.
Moorhead was the intended receiver over there.
I was with you about the hurry-up offense, Don, and it looks like they slowed down just a little bit because they had the incomplete pass that stopped the clock. So they're able to stop
7:10
this
left,
play.
second down and 10.
Empty backfield. They're going 5 receivers in
Blue
the pattern.
Devils 6 on the line here, showing blitz. Snap taken, rush coming on. Quick pass, got a receiver, shakes off one guy, but then 2 other Blue Devils pick up. This is a first down, a gain of about 13 or 14 yards
Willie
to the 32-yard line.
They'll put Willie Shaw in the slot and they get into these circumstances. He is a running back, but he is their second leading receiver this year, Willie Shaw. And obviously, he's got the speed to take it to the house.
I think Warren's going to keep coming after Lausch until he is able to make a couple more plays.
Well, they're
That's
going,
their first
they're
first
going
down.
empty backfield, so that's an immediate pass rush if you're a defender.
Coming after him now. Backfield looking to throw sideline, incomplete. Somebody in the chain gain almost caught that one.
Lived to see another day as Lausch was running for his life, and I believe that was Singleton.
It was Willis Singleton showing you his speed for a guy of his size, 275 and up, on his way to Iowa State, an all-stater, and he's showing you the reasons why here tonight. Game changer.
Post.
Dwayne Moorhead, their third leading receiver, ran the quick slant. Now, you feel that sense of urgency, and I bet you they go into the hurry up because they know the time's getting away from them. They got to get a score to at least make this respectable.
18-yard pickup, back to throw, rush coming on. Gets rid of it, sideline up in the air, tipped, incomplete. And that ball was thrown on the high side, but there was double coverage on the far side of the field.
Turner.
Yeah, Davila was there. Mark Davila got his hand on the ball, the junior there, and he felt like he should have intercepted it.
Yeah, he's a little upset with himself because he saw that one coming.
Moorhead was the intended receiver over there.
I was with you about the hurry-up offense, Don, and it looks like they slowed down just a little bit because they had the incomplete pass that stopped the clock. So
7:10 left, second down and 10.
Empty backfield. They're going 5 receivers in
Blue
the pattern.
Devils 6 on the line here, showing blitz. Snap taken, rush coming on. Quick pass, got a receiver, shakes off one guy, but then 2 other Blue Devils pick up. This is a first down, a gain of about 13 or 14 yards
Willie
to the 32-yard line.
They'll put Willie Shaw in the slot and they get into these circumstances. He is a running back, but he is their second leading receiver this year, Willie Shaw. And obviously, he's got the speed to take it to the house.
I think Warren's going to keep coming after Lausch until he is able to make a couple more plays.
Well, they're
That's
going,
their first
they're going
down.
empty backfield, so that's an immediate pass rush if you're a defender.
Coming after him now. Backfield looking to throw sideline, incomplete. Somebody in the chain gain almost caught that one.
Lived to see another day as Lausch was running for his life, and I believe that was Singleton.
It was Willis Singleton showing you his speed for a guy of his size, 275 and up, on his way to Iowa State, an all-stater, and he's showing you the reasons why here tonight. Game changer.
And the preacher, very nice guy in the clubhouse, one of the leaders of the Blue Devil squad.
Second down and 10 here. 32-yard line, Blue Devil territory. Snap taken, looking to throw, rush coming on, pass deep down the field. Got a receiver open. It looked like somebody had fallen down on the coverage, and that could have been a catch, but he just couldn't come up with it.
He didn't have time to sight him because James Donaville came right down the middle and was in his face, so he had to get rid of that ball earlier than what he wanted to. He got the ball out to his credit and gave his receiver a shot at it.
Yeah, Chase Hall was the intended receiver. It was there for the taking. That could have been 6.
But he really didn't have enough time to put enough air underneath the ball because Donaville was in his face.
3rd and 10, high snap, taken, rush coming on, gets rid of it again, sideline, tipped, and incomplete.
Boy, he was right there. He sighted the ball a little better. That's number 24 was back there in coverage.
Yeah, Chase Hall was the intended receiver.
So multiple players getting in on for the corners for Warren, getting a chance to not only play but to step up big in this series of downs.
6:31 left in this fourth quarter. Just joining with us, Warren, a 21-0 lead over
We're all excited.
Brother
It's
Rice.
4th and 10. I'm sorry.
All right, 4th down. You're getting excited. 4th and 10
yeah,
now.
I know.
Big Tommy Matheson and Willis Singleton up front. They've
5 wide receivers, 3 left, 2 right. Rush coming on. Look out, Louch is going to throw it over the middle. It's caught, and it'll be a first down at the 18-yard line.
Boy, did he take a shot from Willis Singleton. He unloaded the ball, but he paid the price.
He did pay the price. That was close, and the ref said, well, he was only a couple steps away.
Shaw on the reception. Markers moved up to the 18-yard line.
Look
First
at how
and 10.
fast Willis got back to the line of scrimmage to start the next play.
It's a quick starter.
Wow.
Back to pass again, looking to throw in the end zone, up in the air. Is it picked off? And it is. No, he dropped it. It was there at the pylon. He had it, stepped in front of the receiver. Incomplete. I'm trying to see who was over there.
There was number 24 there again. Matt Slack had his eyes on the ball. He in better position, and he came up and just took that ball away. Actually, he could have been going the other way with it.
And Shaw, he took it away from Shaw. Shaw was going to the corner of the end zone. He did not see somebody in that situation. So this will make it 2nd and down and 10. And a timeout taken by Warren here with 6:09 left. They want to give a little break on the defense. We'll take a break. We need to take a deep breath here because we still got 6:09 left before the bus starts going. Back right after this here on WRLR.
WRLR 98.3 FM.
Cornicchione's New York-style pizzeria in Antioch at Routes 83 and 173 is another proud sponsor of WRLR Sports. Cornicchione's pizza dough is made from scratch using a family recipe that originated in Brooklyn, New York. Their dough is proofed at least 24 hours. Cornicchione's menu includes pizzas, calzones, pasta, much more. They have dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Their number is 224-308-1499.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Here we go. 2nd down, looking to throw, going to pass over the middle. Intercepted. Ticked off, and one man to block and get his Louch. No way. 40, 50. He's going to the house. 30, 20, cuts it back. Inside the 20, the 10.
Touchdown.
And in for the touchdown.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe this?
87-yard interception return. This place has gone bonkers.
Who was it on the interception, though? I believe I'm seeing the number there. It might be Turner. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Josh,
it is Turner.
So Josh Turner comes up with a big defensive gem, and that just about turns the lights out on Brother Rice at 5:51 into 4th.
Well, the Blue Devils were lining up 6-7 up front in rushing position, and they were all going after the quarterback. Louch getting the ball off, but center field was wide open, and Turner took it to the house.
Extra point try. Sal puts it up and through the uprights. 5:51 left in the 4th. NIU. Back right after this here on WRLR.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. We've got more food than we know what to do with in this country, yet 17 million kids in America are struggling with hunger. Makes no sense. Luckily, the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks has volunteers gathering excess food and getting it to hungry kids. They're kind of like food angels. Hey, become a food angel yourself by supporting Feeding America in your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. We can't do it without your help. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake, Illinois.
The Warren Blue Devils have really taken over the scoreboard dramatically in this game from the end of the 2nd quarter into the 4th quarter right now. A big interception, big touchdown, 28-0. If you would have told me this at the start of the game, I would say no way that the Blue Devils would put up 28 points on the board against Brother Rice.
Well, Josh Turner comes up with a big defensive gem and just lights this place up. What a play.
And the kick this time around, nice booming kick. And guess where it's going? On the W, in the end zone. Sal, if he hasn't been pinpoint, he has been great all day, except for one kickoff. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Totally solid. The ball is like flown like crazy.
Just a quick note, Josh Turner going into this game led the team in interceptions with 4. That's his 5th unofficially, and he returns it for a touchdown. They've had like 3 interceptions returned for touchdowns this season. Josh Turner leads the team in that category.
You know, I'm going to say this because I've heard a lot of people say to me that, has Warren really played a tough enough schedule? Yes, they got a break within the brackets here, but you still have to play some of the best teams to get yourself to the state championship.
And this is the Final Four, baby. There's
Yeah.
nobody that's a slouch in this round of competition.
And of course, it'll be Lincoln Way East next week, and this will be a handoff here and nowhere to go. Right at the 15-yard line of loss of about 2 or 3 yards.
It's amazing how Warren, when you're rushing 4 guys and you're getting constant pressure on the quarterback or on the running back when he's first getting the handoff, it's tough to get anywhere close to the line of scrimmage, let alone make any plays.
They've been trying to run dive plays right at Singleton and Matheson, and they haven't moved at all.
I would have forgot that a long time ago.
Right. I would play action off of that, but I wouldn't run at them.
Well, the posts over the middle were open. So,
2nd down, 13, 5-minute mark here. Looking to throw, pass, sideline.
There he is, open.
And open and right through the hands. You can't catch and go down the field on the bounce. Sorry, that does not work.
Chase Hall there.
Yeah, Hall had a chance.
He was trying. He was trying to sell it, but no cigar.
It looked like a wheel route because he was there on the sideline. It was man coverage, and he was 5 yards behind the defender. That had touchdown written all over it.
But Warren just, they're not afraid to have one-on-one coverage if they're getting that pressure up the middle.
Someone's coming by with a sign here. Is that a Phillips face picture? I think it might be.
And it'll be real
big
hard
face
to
sign, the big posters on a stick. Snap taken here, handoff, Shaw going up the middle. Will go forward, still going. Look at him plow himself forward. This guy's a durable back. The ball came loose late, but I think they blew the whistle at the 25.
They blew it down there, but
8-yard pickup.
Yep. And if you guys have just joined us, this is Class 8A semifinals, and Warren is going to go downstate. They lead this game 28-0 with 4:41 to go in the 4th, and this is the furthest they've ever gone into playoffs. And let me tell you, they did it with defense here tonight. If you just tuned in, it was a big interception return, 87-yarder. It was something to see. And
that big run by Phillips for the touchdown. Unbelievable.
It's been a great night here. When Jacob sends this kickoff, line drive kick, nobody's back there. They're just going to let the ball bounce, a benefit bounce inside the 30 to the 25, roll into the 24-yard line. Another 51-yard punt and no return. We've seen a lot of punts here tonight. I don't know if I've seen a high school game that has had 14 punts in it.
No. Earlier in the year, we had a chance to sort of talk with Willis Singleton, and he said in one of the interviews that they were so intense on defense that they actually got mad when teams got first downs on them. When I heard him say that, I didn't believe it, but now I kind of do.
When they got first downs on them, not scoring or anything, but a first down.
Exactly.
Well, they've really tuned it up in this second half. I mean, one first down, I think, the whole half for Brother Rice.
And they're working on their 6th shutout of the year, if they get it tonight.
It's amazing here. 4:07 left. Jacobs taking a snap, hands it off. McLaughlin running room left side of the line will fall forward up to the 30-yard line.
Well, one thing you see when McLaughlin runs the football, he pushes the pack the other way. He falls forward, as we like to say. When you can get 5 or 6 on first down, that gives your quarterback some breathing room and some play calling room for your offensive coordinator.
Very content to control the clock right now. Take the time off.
Guys, 3:40, 3:30. Are we going to go the route of player of the game? Definitely to Phillips here. I mean, the first 2 touchdowns. Well, I think you have to go there, unless you think somebody defensively needs to get it.
Well, there you go. You can make a case for somebody on the
They've gotten 5 sacks here. But, I mean, De La Cruz had an awfully good night. We only go 1, guys. I mean, and there's a running play here up the middle.
I like De La Cruz myself.
I would
think
say
that he
too.
was all over the field. catching people who were receptionists,
The only thing is, though, that 74-yard run
it was spectacular. But
that to me,
and he has a second touchdown too.
But they were ahead in the game already, and so.
But that's big. I mean, to get the game from 7 to 14, even though the other one made it 21.
2 touchdowns in that run.
Well, then you could make a case for Willis Singleton's plays as well.
Yeah, the sacks in the backfield, the hits.
That's why I said player of the year. You're going to be fighting the idea, offensive or defensive, from Warren. I mean, he's got some great players here. Snap taken, handoff. Phillips going to take this forward. Look at him go. Look at him churn, guys. Here's the reason why.
The legs keep moving.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at, he's not going down. It's a first down. He just proved a point to us. He just took the rugby scrum and took the whole field with him from the 42 to the 48 for a first down. Come on. I have to go this route.
Okay. Well,
I have to go that way.
Don, you probably would be the tie-breaking vote.
No.
Since I already threw mine out there, I'm not going to take it back.
Well, I would give it to the defense because the defense has carried them all year.
Yeah, but we can't give the whole defense to him.
Why can't you?
No, I can't. We don't have enough pizza to go around. There's not enough gift certificates.
Not
to go
for this
around.
team.
Not enough certificates. Yeah.
Exactly. Touche.
Yeah.
Handoff, running room. Look out. Down the sideline. 40, 30, 20. One man to trip him up, and he's out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
That's a new guy in the backfield.
That might be Torres Child. Sometimes he comes in there, and I know he's one of the other backs that comes in with great speed.
I see some players.
That is a player.
I see some players dancing on the sideline because this is history in the making here for the Warren Blue Devils.
History. 8A. I mean, that's the supposedly biggest section of IHSA playoffs, though there are some great teams in the other divisions. Don't get me wrong. East St. Louis, you can go
Mount
Carmel. You got, obviously, Prairie Ridge.
All right, first down and 10 at the 17-yard line. Clock at 2:03. 2 minutes and 3 seconds away for celebration. Handoff, and now we got some second-teamers here on both sides.
Yeah, that was Alan Arguelles, number 28. Alan's getting a little taste of that championship flavor. And it's nice when you can get guys to come off the bench here, get a little run time in the game, because this may be their last time playing high school football.
You never know. And you know what? I was there. I was on the field. I'm in the recording. I had the ball. Arguelles getting a chance to touch it for the Blue Devils.
Got to work on my Spanish pronunciation.
No, that's all right. I knew exactly what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
125 and counting. Blue Devils are headed to Northern Illinois for Class 8A championship game. Snap taken, handoff. Wrapped up in the backfield, no gain. Maybe we'll get a yard just close to the marker here for our third down play. But this is something here tonight. Warren Blue Devils avenging a loss last year to Brother Rice on the road in the quarterfinals. They lost that game 20-6, and they have come back the other way at a game like this, leading 28-0. This is something.
Ben McLaughlin has come into the game now, the young sophomore. And now everybody's getting a little
fans are going crazy for him. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
They're getting the hands raised. A lot of sea of blue palms there. Very exciting for these young men.
Handoff, and the sophomore may get a first down out of this. It's going to be close.
Well, 27 seconds left. That might be the final play of the game.
That is going to do it.
If it's a first down,
yeah, it's over, guys. This is going to go down. There was some jumping on the sidelines. The fans are starting to raise their pom-poms. They're jumping around in the stands. This is exciting. The Warren Blue Devils are making a trip to Northern Illinois next week.
Husky Stadium in DeKalb. Here we come.
Lincoln Way East, you have your opponents for the Class 8A
football
championship game next Saturday night. Game time is at 7 o'clock. We'll be on around 6:30. Our crew will be out there, and we'll be talking about it during the week with the Lake County Sports Scoop on Monday. We'll also talk about it throughout the week on Saturday with the Sports Corner. Oh, my.
6 shutouts on the season for the Warren Blue Devils, making it 13-0. And Coach McNulty, talked to us early in the season about winning 14. If you're going 14 games, you're going to the championship. And they're going to the championship. Warren Blue Devils, for the first time in their football history, going downstate to DeKalb. Upstate.
It's downstate,
straight
over
west.
to state. It's in DeKalb, in northern Illinois.
But we'll be there wherever it is.
I mean, we were there a couple of years ago when we had a chance to see Lake Zurich. We've been there with Vernon Hills, Libertyville, Stevenson. Warren will get their first opportunity for a state championship in football. They've had state championships in soccer, softball this decade. Why not throw another one in the trophy case next week?
Well, if you can see what we can see, the people have their phones out, they're recording video. This is a historical moment. Let's see if I can get some of that. If you look down there, people are recording video out on the field as the Warren players shake the hands of a very game Brother Rice team that came all the way from the south side today, but to no avail. It was Warren's moment. I felt that it was their year to go downstate, and I think they're going to go all the way. I just feel that.
Much has been said about the number of guys that have played together since Pee Wee football, maybe 7, 8 years old, and now they're on their way to the state championship. Some people say that this was the team of destiny and this was their year, and it is becoming that right now.
All right, few people to thank here. We got to thank Coach Badke from Brother Rice and all the Brother Rice fans that might have been listening throughout the game today. Also want to thank the athletic director, Becky Belmont, for letting us do the broadcast here.
Thank you very much,
at
Becky.
Warren High School. Glad to be back. We were here for the first playoff game. We're here for the semifinal, and we're going to be there for the championship game next week for all of Lake County. Also want to thank Brian McNulty for game information. Thanks to Tim Cronin in the booth helping us spot. Thank you, Don and Norm. Great job, man. Great job.
Or in the words of Jackie Gleason, how sweet it is.
So next week, Warren will take on Lincoln Way East. Stay tuned throughout the week. We'll pass along information, interviews, and everything right here on WRLR. We'll be out there 6:30 next Saturday night. 28-0 our final score here in Gurnee.